doing quick.
Oh, okay, we only have 1.5 minutes
Not a
though.
good idea, Claire. Not a good idea. They don't work.
And I heard a car zip by.
Okay, detective. There's your sheep anyway. You missed it. I'll just show you your sheep
Right there.
real quick.
And the
Detective.
backpack
There's
is
your
on the
sheep.
table.
Blue sheep. Blue sheep.
And there is your stuff.
Thank you.
I knew you were there.
You only had a red
there you
dot
go,
beforehand?
detective. There's your
I had a
blue sheep.
holographic.
Big
Yeah,
hugs,
that
though.
basically.
Thank you, everybody.
Alright, we're
Thank
gonna
you for the
pull.
cheers.
We're gonna
I really
run
appreciate every single one of them. I really do.
to over
I
here.
will be back tomorrow. Hopefully. In the
Just
meantime,
decide
I will
where
let
there's
my
least likely to
acquaintances
be
in the
people.
hall say goodbye, and I will see you all
So you
tomorrow.
better be
Thank you, guys.
accurate with that scope.
Let me just get prone because I'm just going to turn off Ronnie's stream so I can save myself some bandwidth.
Okay. Oh, shots north, south. Sorry.
Alright.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah, people are shooting where we're going.
I'll be round about 7:30, says Nem. Okay, no worries, Nem. If you can hear me, which I don't know if you can, I think
I'm
you
gonna
can.
push up behind someone. Yeah, 15 seconds.
It's alright, it's just I'm trying to do so many things at once. I'll make it within time, that's easy.
Yeah, but there's people here.
Oh, we got a buggy.
Yeah, they're sniping the whole area.
Well, if you want to make a quick run, I found a buggy, like I say.
Yeah, whizzing. And I'm in the zone. But only just.
I'm just going to get behind this tree. There we go, I'm in the zone now.
Yeah, they're...
Where are they?
right there.
Right there doesn't exactly mean much.
That's a rock to the southeast. Yay! One died outside of the zone. Ah! He's running up to me.
Oh yeah, I
Do you
see
see
him.
him? Okay, he has no health. You gotta be quick before he gets me.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh. Did he get you?
Yeah.
Oh, he saw you maybe.
I was coming up to try and get behind him, but yeah. He had cover.
Okay.
But yeah, folks, that's the last of Battlegrounds for the moment.
I got another kill though.
And thank you, Lizzie, for the bits. I didn't see that come up. Sorry, I didn't. Oh, and thank you, Lover, for the bits. All the bits.
Let me pull up the stream, because I'm the only one here not. I'm the only one here that is here, but you know.
So yeah, we were just finishing off our game of Battlegrounds while kind of thingy bob. So no pre-stream music today.
Yeah, we had a total of 5 kills today.
I think it's something like that.
In 5 matches or 6 matches. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
It were a few. We had fun. We did amazing.
So let's see who's here so far. Hey Claire, hey Gully, hey Lizzie, hey Sherry, hey Lava, hey Gully.
Hey everyone!
Who else we got?
Actually at the chat up.
Hey Nem, hey Duke. I know they're lurking at the moment.
Oh.
So let's see. Let's turn this off.
Oh dear lord, what is he doing? What?
What?
That's your stream name apparently.
Stream name? What?
Your stream name is oh dear lord, what
Oh,
is
oh yeah,
he
that.
doing?
Oh, that's when I was doing Resident Evil. Oh dear lord, what is he
yeah.
doing? Playing this game, pretty much.
Ah, and the game says the Blackwell Legacy.
Yeah, that's what I finished off with last time. So golfing with friends. Golf.
Should we move over to your courtroom?
I don't know whether Ronnie's going to join in with the call. I have to think.
Didn't she really dislike this game?
Yeah, I didn't know whether she wanted to be in the call for a bit. That's what I was just wondering.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Alright, it's not gonna. Oh, for God's sake. It's not gonna give me golf. Oh, fuck it. Golfing with friends. I don't care if it doesn't come up with the exact game. I don't care.
Ronnie isn't in the viewer list yet. We know. But we don't know if Ronnie is going to join us in the call.
I can always get a
Too
Skype
sorry.
ready. We can always get a Skype ready and move over to there for a bit.
Sure. So move to Skype?
Yeah,
or
move over to Skype for a bit.
Nah. Okay. Because she asked so nicely.
Okay, did I load up golfing with friends? I did not. I'm a Burke.
Alright, I'll call you in a sec.
Okie dokie. Let's leave the Discord call.
Hello.
And he's back, folks.
Oh, you sound different.
Oh?
It's like, it's weird. It's as if you're compared to the other one. This one sounds as if you have a cloth over your mouth or mic.
Well, it's only gonna.
It sounds a bit like this.
Well, that's probably Skype.
Yeah, no, I think unless you did something weird in the 1, 2, or 2 seconds between hopping calls, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Skype.
Yeah. Your game hasn't changed either. No, has it not changed yet? Oh, god damn it. Dash. Let's see. I bet it's not updated correctly because it's a thingy-bob. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it's not updated correctly. No, it didn't. Golf. No, I wanted to... There we go. There we go. The game should be updated now, I hope. Okay, let's mute Discord for the moment because I'm getting the bloops.
Oh dear.
Oh, god damn it! Yeah. Discord, be quiet. Shush. There we go. Golf with friends. Yeah, we're playing golfing with your friends. I don't know if
Yeah.
Nene actually has that, actually.
He does.
Oh.
I think.
Let's get up my game first and I'll take a quick peek.
Yeah. Should I? Well, you're gonna host, I assume.
Yeah.
Nanny
So-
says, "Can I join?"
Yeah, you can join.
No, you can't.
We're gonna want Claire and Nem. Sherry, do you want to join in with the madness for a bit? I know you can't play, but you can join in with the call if you like.
Claire, do I have?
Boobies are great. Oh,
I don't have her on Skype.
boobs. Great. Oh, there you go. Boobs great.
What?
The name of the room.
Oh. Can you send me an invite?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nene, for the bits.
Aw, now he's he's on the first place.
I think Nene wants to be in first place for everybody.
Oh. Well, screw you, say. Well, screw
Oh,
you
it's
too. No.
Oh, it's because I'm
Hey,
offline at the
Ronnie.
moment. Hey, Ronnie. Let me just set this up. Online. There we go. Now it should work better.
There we go.
There we go. Mr. Insane. So that's Sane in.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Ronnie, for the bits. Oh, I feel so loved.
Nope, Ronnie is first. They're gonna have a competition now.
Uh-oh. Please don't use up all your money on bits.
Do it. No.
I'll be back in like 10. No worries, Nem.
Dropping a Nana in the call.
I'll get Claire in.
Yeah, because I don't have Claire, I think.
If I there's Claire. Add Claire. Nem. Ronnie and Sherry, do you want in on the call as well? Even though you might not be playing, do you want in on the madness that's going to be the call?
Here, Claire.
Hello.
Hello. It's not too bad.
Pretty good. I killed some people earlier, so that's always nice.
I'm not giving you bail money, remember?
Oh, there's another pun. Yeah, I don't think one's going to quite make you top again, Nene. Because Ronnie's got 300? Yeah, 300.
Right. Let's see if
I've
can
got to
get
buy a
this
pack of
stupid thing that
bits.
won't work.
I still have a site. Okie dokie, Ronnie, no worries. Oh, you still with AJ at the moment, Ronnie? If you want to bring him in, he's more than welcome to join us.
Pardon me.
So what's happened with golfing with friends? Oh, there we go. So who else do I need to invite at the moment? Where's so? I know Body said he might be dropping.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
There's a Nene.
No.
Jumping is off.
What's the lobby?
Well, I haven't done all the things yet.
Where is Lenana? There he is. Invite to. Oh.
Yeah.
Detective, you need to do that.
No,
Yeah,
you have to
I've
go
just-
into the lobby.
I sent him an invite.
Okay, what's the password?
What would you expect?
There we go.
Kind of redundant asking nowadays. I'm having. Oh no, God, he's
I
having
love
connection
how I
issues.
started that. And it's
Um,
the official take of the group.
No.
Do you want me
Ready
to?
to launch in approximately 8 minutes, 10 seconds.
Oh, if I add Ronnie, she can add AJ in for a bit.
Nope.
This thing's fucking updating.
We don't have jump. We don't have collision.
Oh.
What is this?
Why are we even doing this then?
Yeah.
What's
Jeez,
the point?
Doc.
Oh, what? Okay. Did I add Scaro?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't think I did.
I don't see
Oh,
his
yeah,
name
there's
come
the
up
basketball
anyway.
thing.
Don't know what happened there. But yeah, I've added you to the call, Ronnie, whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah, you did that at Scar. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I added Ronnie and it added Scaro as well. I was like, wait, what? Oh well. Scaro might go, oh, I'll go in for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, this might be a bit of a bitch for me because it's updating.
Ah.
We have jumping. No. No.
I haven't done all the settings yet.
Yeah.
But then my ball just skipped by itself.
12, I think 12 shots per round is good enough.
I say you're gonna need 13.
Do a 5 minute. Okay, we'll do 13. We'll turn collisions off for now.
No. But I wanna hit Nana.
Okay, we'll have collisions on.
Yay!
Ball shape will have default for the first game.
Yes.
Yes.
Allow jump. Oh,
For every game.
Oh, this thing is going to be an epic cock.
alright. You don't want forest. We don't want
Oh
Acer.
god, luck ahoy.
No.
Ancient. There we go. That's the new one.
Let me just pause the stream. There.
Asian, just like you.
Yeah, I'm old. I know. But just watch yourself, though, Nene.
Why?
Because you know Claire is technically older than me.
Yes, I am. By a few years, actually. So there'll be a-
Technically.
So there'll be a
how-
punch
Technically.
sent down this microphone.
Why is it technically?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Detective,
What am
can you explain us why it's technically?
I'm just saying, technically, she is older than me.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
technically? Why not just?
Yes, older.
Yeah.
What's dunk? I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try it.
Hey. We like bowling ball size.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we can jump.
Hey, AJ.
How do you get on top of this thing?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my. Are there anybody else who's going to be joining the call or joining the game? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Blah blah blah.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Oh, that's how.
Hey, AJ. Glad you can make it, dude. I don't have you on Skype, so I couldn't add you to the call. So if you're still on a call with Ronnie and you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. And Ronnie can drop you in.
Wee. Wee. Oh.
Somebody sliding down a chute.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
slipped right through.
yeah, we accidentally added you to the call, Scaro.
By the way,
What?
detective, the
Yeah.
Skype call, everybody is quieter than you, babe.
Okay. No, I didn't know that until... Thank you for letting me know, Ronnie.
No, that doesn't help.
Because no one's told me, and I was like, okay, you must be okay.
Yeah, I sorry, I was trying to get sorted, but yeah. The
No
Skype
worries.
call is a lot quieter.
I've put them up a bit more now, so hopefully you guys should be able to hear better. There's AJ.
No!
Oh, God.
Damn it.
Fucking hell.
If I can't hear that, then there's something wrong, because I should think that somebody heard from the other side of the fucking moon then.
But is the stream looking all okay?
Ronnie, ow!
Hit what?
Me.
Oh.
And there's space between that there and here.
So does the stream look alright?
Bitch. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Something happened.
Are you saying my voice is enough to
Destroy the stream quality,
whole
yes.
atmosphere to from here to the moon?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then
Put a muscle. Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
I
I was gonna say, you okay there, Ronnie?
No,
Sorry.
I've just put the muscle in my back.
Oh.
Ouch.
Fuck.
Yeah, that hurts.
Right in the ribs, right down the lung.
Oh, yeah, I kind of get where that is, yeah.
Oh my fucking god, I can't believe I just done that. I went to get off the bed and it's just, I felt it rip. Oh fuck, that hurts. Ow, ow, ow.
Alright,
I did add AJ to the call as well.
let's...
Nice aiming.
on my screen I hit you.
I'm here. Thank you. Not on my screen.
Shit.
On my screen this time I hit you and you just went past me.
I know why, but I hit you, but I just nudged you.
Yeah.
But thank you for the bits, Nene.
Motherfucker.
Why are you so happy? What the?
You so happy?
It's like rubber band collision at the moment. There we go.
That's a launch. Oh, hello.
Ah!
Bye.
Let's just.
Really hurts.
Pardon me.
You're
Oh.
Friends is
These are like
happening.
How's it going? Same.
Okay, that was fucking
really well.
I can see that. Oh, hi, bye.
Just missed you.
shit, man.
Get that's the stream all tweeted out.
Hey, Commander! Yay!
Yeah, I'm sorry, Scar. You got accidentally added to the call. That was by accident.
You want to?
You can join if you'd like, because we haven't heard from you in a while.
Right.
Ha, missed.
Right. Net is back up now. Oh! Glad to hear. I guess Cherry's net had a bit of
This
a.
thing is still updating.
Ah.
There we go, guys. Thank you. Anyway. Okay, Sherry. Welcome back, babe.
I'll join in a minute. Okie dokie, Scaro. Does Scaro have this game? I think he does, actually.
I don't know. Does he?
I'm sure he does.
I honestly can't.
I'm
remember.
sure I saw his face logo thing. Yes, he does. He has it in his library, but I don't think he's played it.
Where did you go, Sane? Oh, there you are.
Oh, God.
Where are you?
Right where you were.
Let's practice for a little bit and see what these ninnies are doing.
Nothing.
There's a pink ball.
That's Sane. Yeah, where are you?
I'm back where I was.
Oh. So you should be over here somewhere.
God damn it, I hate bouncing.
Okay. Oh, there you are. I see you.
Hi.
Can turn on my light so you can see me.
Ah.
I'm orange. Oh, the green? That's detective.
It's gonna be fucking midnight before this thing decides to
Start.
load.
Yeah.
Hello, where are you?
I'm right where you were.
Where are you?
Oh,
By a detective now, apparently.
Oh,
there's an orange ball.
Yeah, that's me.
yeah, I'm looking for Nana.
I'm in front of the windmill.
Oh, I got up there somehow.
Behind the windmill.
Okay, I'm going through the windmill.
Alright, me too.
Oh, I went out of
Whenever
bounds.
My ball wants to stop moving.
Hi!
Bye! Bye!
Yay!
I know what's wrong with these collisions, but they don't work.
No, they don't. You just basically slam into someone and they just go in. It's like the unmovable object.
Yeah. Sometimes, at least. When you're going from afar, you just stop in front of them.
Yeah.
I think it's whether they are standing still, because if you're standing still and aiming,
Yeah.
I don't do go that
Oh,
far. But
no!
I
hit the detective was moving now.
Okay, right, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you need an invite?
Let me load up the game first. Hang on
Ah.
a minute.
Gonna need one.
Since Claire kind of wangled you into doing this.
Yeah. More ways than one.
I kind of gathered that when you said you were playing. I was like, hang on a minute, what's Claire said?
I'm being a bitch. Nothing new there.
Invite friends. So Scaro and them.
Right, and my game's trying to load at the moment.
I hit you first, but somehow you got the shot.
What's the password?
Normal password.
Actually, I'm not locked. I'm amateur putter.
The max has arrived.
Password is Tiger Woods.
Yes.
How far has your thing got, Claire?
What
It
the?
says it's downloading 2 or 3 items. 2 of them's
Oh.
downloaded, there's still 1 to go.
Says now you're playing golfing with friends,
Only you get to shoot me, but I never get to shoot you.
apparently.
Because I'm
Oh.
possessed bitch.
So my one question is, what are like the controls of this shit? I've never played
Oh.
this.
It's your mouse.
Hello.
You
I'm
play with
doing
the
okay.
mouse.
You have to use your mouse. Yeah, you have to use your mouse.
Left
Okay.
click and drag forward to
Oh, there.
power up.
Ah, oh shit, I'm fine.
And then release to.
And also there's
Fire.
bouncing, which is
Yeah,
one
nice.
click.
And if you click while rolling, you jump.
Yeah.
Oh, full up now. I had fish and chips. Oh.
By the way, is my mic picking me up alright?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. We can actually hear you.
Oh.
That's the problem.
Oh no, I'm flying out to the map again.
Yeah, we can hear you as well, Nino, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's your name, sorry to say.
Oh yeah, Nene, did you see there's new GTA DLC coming?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, for it.
I don't think not many people give a shit at the moment. They just want a hacker's gun.
So we'll have to give that a try maybe when it... That's on the 17th? When's that?
That's
Saturday next week.
Oh, that's good for me.
What's the room name?
Oh,
again?
that's Saturday, so that's Ronnie's day, so we'll have to do that on a different day.
Yes.
Yes. I got through finally. Oh shit, basketball hoops.
Oh yeah.
I think Claire needs an invite.
I did send...
No, I'm looking for the room name.
Yeah,
If I-
it's easy to get an invite.
Yeah, I've just sent Claire an invite.
Oh no.
Goodbye.
And Gully's got 3 minutes.
Mine's got 3 minutes. Okay, we'll wait for
I
Gully.
did add you to the call, babe.
Yeah, I did see him get added
know.
to the call.
It's
Oh,
okay,
I'm
I
here.
accepted him.
Bye.
Just
Okay.
quiet.
There he is.
Did I push you out?
By the
Oh.
way, I did have Zach in with
Ah.
me as well, but I didn't know what you wanted me to do about that one. Detective.
Yeah, you can... If he was in with you as well, that's fine. Yeah, no worries. It's just... Yeah?
Okay, I didn't want to just automatically. Do you know what I mean?
No,
But
because
yeah,
if you...
you're actually in with-
Because I knew he was in call with people, so I was like, if you want to... I
Yeah.
should have said bring in anybody you were with beforehand.
Oh, perhaps.
But I didn't know Zach was in there as well. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, he was.
What
We were
the
all
hell?
three of- it was
Um,
three of us that was left
someone
on
might
the
need to
street.
change their ball.
Why
Why?
did you change your color?
Um,
You have to exit the game.
oh dear.
The main menu.
Oh fuck.
I'll just leave it for now.
Just leave it for now. We'll have 2 white balls. Oh,
Okay, then I will be customizing my ball into something.
just let me know when you need another invite, dude, and I'll invite you back.
Be gone.
So we got a green ball, a pink ball, a white ball.
Right here. Oh, I missed
So
it.
we got a green ball, a pink ball, white ball, orange ball, black ball, and what's the other ball's gonna be?
Oh, there you go.
We got no blue balls yet.
No blue ball.
Could I get another invite?
Okay, yep, that's fine. Mr. Scarrow.
There we go.
Ah.
Yes,
Going.
enter.
Oh, yeah,
Ah,
there's
my
We got a purple ball.
Someone's streaming the new Dirt game now, aren't they? Was it Dirt
No.
4, 5?
Yeah, Dirt 4.
Yeah,
Who
get
else is coming into the game? Is Gully
Yay,
coming in?
finally!
I still have the
Um,
game, but I don't have it installed at the minute.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that went straight for
Wow, I actually saw that on my screen.
Hi.
I went to the forest.
But I do have the game.
Yeah,
I
but
just
that went
don't-
straight for
I
my
think I
camera for some
uninstalled it.
reason.
Oh, awesome. Where are you? There you are.
Stop.
Missed me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
We'll wait for Gully, then we'll start going.
Let you know, you missed me.
I remember how much I fucking hate this in-game music.
Oh no.
I don't actually have the game music on. Oh, there we go. There's Gully.
Ah, goddammit.
Nej, sluta studsa av banan.
Ja, sluta.
Nej.
I don't even know when the end is on there.
Faktiskt
Wait.
så. Oh, there you are.
If you're in the practice
Oh.
player, oh, there really isn't any kind of end.
I was trying to sneak up at you, but then the game said, no, you're gonna stop here.
Ja.
Bye.
So who are we waiting for, Gully?
Yeah.
Currently, yes.
Just so that you don't have to be last again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks a fucking lot.
You're
It'll be
welcome.
me that's lost because I'm crap at this game.
Whoa, whoa.
Or me.
I've never played this course before, so I'm not going to be great at this.
Which course is it?
Ancient.
Ancient.
It's the brand new one.
Ah, right, okay.
Oh, hi.
Bye.
I like the like
Oh.
whatever the hell that thing is. The slide. I like that one.
Oh.
Hello, Black Ball. I don't know
That's
who.
me.
Oh, hi, Nam.
Hello, darkness,
My old
Where'd it go?
friend.
I like that song actually.
It sucks to be with you again. Donkey
Why
Colin
never
just
jump,
ain't
eh?
where it's at.
Are you
Nor
trying to
is
get
a
out- get
rectum
on top
of
the
a
building?
Siamese
Mhm.
cat.
How
Oh,
did
no.
you go?
Away!
Okay.
It seems the plan is not working. Oh no.
Oh, straight
Oh,
for my
fuck.
camera again.
All this ass is making me.
This is worse than freaking.
Can you
Take
send
On
an
Me
invite?
Death.
Yep, I can send another one.
Can you send an invite?
Yeah, I'll send him another one.
This is worse than taking on Death.
There you go, Gully.
I feel like I've done this before. Trying to get up like a thing like this using a ramp and never hitting the
I
edge.
feel it in
How
my
the hell are you even
finger.
supposed to get up on this piece of shit?
I don't know. The
God
other way.
knows.
Are you
Oh
there?
no, I'm getting close to the edge.
Ah,
I know
Yeah.
I was able to get up.
There he is.
okay. Just checking.
And now we have a blue ball. We have all the colours of the rainbow pretty much, except for red.
Okay. Oh yeah, you pretty much. I think
Well, I'm
you can
pretty
kind of get
close
up over.
to
Oh
the
no,
right.
over on this side.
So is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Not really, but fuck it.
This is
Ready to fuck up, but hey ho.
alright. Let's start.
I'm not yet.
How do I ready up?
You don't. I just had to press start.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is something out of fucking Crash Bandicoot.
It does actually.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh,
Oh.
who not my ball?
I don't know.
Wait. Is this a new map?
Yeah, this is a brand new map.
Yay.
It is indeed.
Oh fuck you!
Holding one.
Ah!
I got a hole in one as well. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I have some wild.
I
tips, but
ain't
this
I
is
ain't making
easier
this.
I'll never get a hole in one. That's what she said.
Oh fuck off!
Oh, Gully got in. Sin got in.
Yay!
Okay, jump.
Oh no!
Candy.
I'm gonna be last again.
I'm gonna strike out. I bet.
Or not. Well, if you're gonna play like that, yeah, you're gonna do.
Well,
Oh!
Bye bye, detective.
I do love seeing other people suffer in this game.
Yeah.
Oh fuck off, game!
In every game, actually.
This is like this other one that was struggled with.
Oh!
Rest in peace, Nam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make
That
this.
piece of insanity is doing the same thing and hoping for different results.
Well, going up a hill, you don't exactly have a whole load of choices.
Well, you have different edges to go. Like this direction might,
The rage is real already.
Ah, for shot.
or it will send you out to the map.
M struck out.
Yeah, I struck out.
Yeah, I'm about to now as well.
Yeah, I sense bleak evening ahead.
Yeah, that's me out.
Yay!
Come on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
quite
last
like
place.
this ball.
Motherfucker.
It's
Nah,
alright.
Okay.
it's
wait.
not by much, Nam. Don't worry.
Oh fuck! Yeah, don't do that.
So we're supposed to go like around the corner or something?
You go up and then down on that.
Oh,
Right
no, 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 no.
Shit.
Aw.
There we go. Bogey.
Yeah. Oh shit. No.
Fuck.
No.
Double bogey. That's fine with me.
Ah, shit.
Nej,
Nej.
sluta studsa tillbaka.
Oh.
Full power to the engine.
You need to go.
Then he's on the middle.
Yeah,
But
just.
you need to go out on the middle.
It is so laggy for some
Yes.
reason.
Yes.
Oh, there goes Gully.
Oh, bollocks.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yes. No. Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh, same.
Starro sounds like he's having it off there.
Ow!
Sky was like, yes, yes, yes.
It's just like I'm just like my dad during football or something.
Oh, there we go, Claire. That's it.
Skype call is pretty quiet detective, apparently.
It's still quiet, for God's sake.
Is it?
I thought it might have been. I wasn't sure.
Go down
It's
the
not
middle bit to get.
detective, it's everybody else.
Oh.
Damn you.
Thanks for letting us know again, Lizzie, as well. I know it was when I came in. I did let him know, but okay.
There we go. Skype call's gone up again.
Right, let me go. I'll go and check for you.
Oh, nearly, Claire. Nearly. Yay!
I'm not last again. Woo!
I'm last.
Capture place.
Oh God.
Oh, motherfucker.
So where are we going there? That way, Shane?
Yes.
The boulders.
Apparently.
Where are we
Oh,
going?
too far. Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
Oh,
Okay.
fuck you,
They knocked
gang.
me out of the way. They knocked me out of the way then.
I got a boat.
I just spawned in, so.
Oh,
you have to
fuck
come
you,
up
game.
there.
I'm
I
still
see.
not sure that's right,
There's a
detective.
corner
Oh.
when you start.
Oh,
If you
what?
put power against
I'm
it,
still
you
not
just.
sure it's right, babe.
What do you
Lizzie,
mean?
is it?
Nope.
But now you don't get there anymore because you'll overshoot.
Where are we going? Is
Yeah, I was right. I thought
Oh.
so. Yeah, Lizzie's just said the same. You're gonna need. So we can barely hear Sane.
Oh, for God.
I don't know what's going on, but the.
Don't ask me. I've literally got nearly completely up.
No, it's probably me again.
Honestly, it's
'cause I-
everybody else. It's not you. It's literally everybody else in the call. I don't know what's
Have
going
you
on.
checked the mixer? Have you checked the mixer? Because it may have.
Yeah, the mix is completely fine.
It's
Alright.
really weird. It's saying you can barely hear him. It's like what?
I know OBS
It's better.
Studio has been having issues with.
And you guys have got a 10% gain on thing as well. There you go. You got more of a gain.
It may not be. It may not be your end. Though. It may be OBS Studio detective because I know it has been having issues.
I don't know what's going on, babe. I am sorry. I don't mean to pick.
Also, hey Lizzie.
Well, I've literally put everybody. I've literally put Skype up to completely max now. So
Go on, Gully. Full whack. Full power.
No, don't go full power.
It might just be your mic being loud instead of us being quiet.
it could be. It's just I've.
Gully, need
You're
to go
fine.
in.
Do you know what I mean? We
with,
can hear you
boulder.
fine, detective. But oh
Yeah,
my
but
God,
it's
everybody
balancing.
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah.
It's always balancing.
It's weird. I don't know what's the problem.
Because
Like I
if
said,
it's
OBS Studio has been having issues. Though,
I'm,
so it could-
I'm gonna have to turn you guys down on the mixer
Here,
and then
me.
put you on again because yikes, it's very loud in my ear.
Am I loud? I can speak softly.
You're killing him softly with you.
I will now.
There we go. I've put you guys on a 20% gain, and I put you down on the mixer. That's okay. It's just like I say, I've used the same settings for God knows how long, and now it's gone
I
quiet.
just don't know what's going on with it. Honestly, it's just so fucking.
And Gully strokes
Say
out.
it's not you. It's everybody else. Do you know what I mean? It's like what the fuck.
Watch out for the boulders.
Uh-oh. Logs.
Oh, lag.
Yes.
Ah!
Wee! No!
Oh, mother bastard.
No.
Someone
Nice,
tapped
Gully.
me and put me in the right spot. Thank you, whoever that was. Oh shit.
What, you tapped me?
Yay. I don't know.
While going up?
Yay, I got a bogey.
Then
what
suddenly
the hell?
blow your nose, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, don't
Hey,
eat it
bogey
either.
for me as well.
No, don't
Uh,
jump.
Blow your nose, you mucky sods. Seriously.
How's
I
it?
would fucking-
no!
Oh, how's it sound now, Lizzie?
I pushed someone. I pushed someone into the log.
No,
That
no,
was
no, no,
me.
no.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Hey, Nem, Sane pushed in, but he pushed himself out.
I suppose
Yeah.
Sane's always used to pushing himself in.
I used you to break myself just in front of the thing.
Git.
Audio is good, so what I might do is...
It was tactical.
Tactical my ass.
What it was?
No, your arse is not tactical.
Saying is
No.
better-ish, but there's still a difference between you and Sky. Well, there's going to be a
Probably
difference
always,
because it's
yeah.
coming in it's coming to a different
guessing we go
source.
surfing.
Oh shit, this looks wobbly.
She means difference in volume.
Holy fuck, since when?
Well,
was
there's
my
always going to be a
arm?
difference in volume because it's coming from a
Like I
different
said, it's
source.
Probably an OBS.
No,
OBS
it is
issue,
literally the
guys.
fact that, yeah, for some reason, Sane is seriously. I don't know what it is, but
Wait, are we going over there?
No, come on.
What
a
I'm
little bit more. Come on. Just a bit more.
Alright, I'm going to put these down to
The only
there.
thing I can suggest
Yeah,
to is maybe
yeah.
restarting OBS and see if it picks it up.
don't worry about it.
Damn it.
There you
I'll
go.
go check it out.
Oh, motherfucker.
Nay. Oh,
Stop bouncing on the wall, you piece of... Thank you.
bounce faster.
What the? I hit the air and stopped.
Oh, you fucking shite bug.
Hey.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, I have some idea of what power I do.
Oh, really?
Right.
Really?
Oh, fuck
There we
you,
go.
game.
No, yes, no, yes,
Yes.
no, yes.
Yes. Oh, maybe.
That sounds
I
really
don't know.
disturbing coming from a Sky.
Ah, no!
Yay!
Go on, detective. You can do it, but not on the ground. Zane, why are you at
Oh,
beginning?
you
Because I suck!
fucking cock.
Yeah, I'm going this way.
Jump detective. There you go. Okay, no. Okay, keep it then.
Oh, cockface mother...
Oh, you overshooting motherfucker.
Oh no! Shit, and that was a not
I never
a
knew-
stroke,
I'm
guys.
I never knew a game of golf would be so intense.
Ugh.
I'm gonna
Fucking hell.
stroke out, and not in that
Alright.
perverted way.
I feel like my dad would need
Shit! No! Ah!
You fucked.
There's it, Nam. Come on, I believe in you.
Hey!
Oh, no, that is definitely... Oh, shit, I nearly had it.
Apparently Sane is
That was a
AFK.
fluke that I
Oh,
just
there we
got
go.
that there.
I believe in you, Zane. You can do it.
Oh, I didn't stroke out. I didn't stroke out. I didn't stroke out.
Neither did I.
Lol.
It's not a Friday night, so you need to
Sane
stroke out.
again. Sane level loud.
Where is
Okay, we've gone from one extreme to the other.
Oh!
Wait.
Hey.
I just not say that to what?
like it.
All right.
I'm on my own level of loudness.
Oh,
Yay!
you motherfucker.
Golly.
All right, I'm gonna put him at half.
Oh wait, it's there.
How he should be.
Oh, come on, I jumped over it, bastard off.
Yay, boogie.
Not too good.
Oh, god damn it.
You had to go full power at the start.
There is no middle ground with Sane. I know. It's fine.
Yes.
I'll be able to hear him.
It's all
and-
It's quiet or
with,
loud.
with this type of game, it is going to be very either loud or normal.
I'm
Oh,
always
fuck
loud.
you, game.
Yay!
Excuse me.
Wow.
Wow, that was a good butt.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give that a 7.5, babe. That was better than yesterday.
That's that rump kicking into effect.
Shit.
Oh, come on.
Nay.
I had that just exactly the same, Claire. I was like, god damn it.
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
Birdie, though.
I'm going this way.
I got par.
Hey, Nana.
Par.
Oh, I keep over fucking shooting the hole.
Yeah, you do know there's a big hole in front of the.
But to all the people in the chat, is this level okay at the moment?
No, Nana, I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know beforehand.
Okay.
If this level's okay, I'll leave it at this.
You can scroll out to see more of the map.
Oh, thank you for letting me know this beforehand. That is so useful.
I know,
Me
right?
and Gully are tied right now.
Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna go this way.
Sarky pair of shits.
Oh! Oh! No! Bullshit game!
Oh! No!
I bounced off the...
Come on!
No!
What the fuck
I
are you doing?
tried to
Choking?
push you in! I tried so hard, Nana!
What are you doing? Choking the chicken? What the fuck?
Hi, detective.
What did I say?
Hello, Scaro.
Nana, sorry.
Tried to hit me out of the way.
Oh, I tried to hit you into the thing.
Oh, okay.
Claire,
You missed me.
Claire nearly hit me in there.
Just too loud.
Oh!
Too-
Oh, what the fuck are you doing in there now?
You don't wanna know.
You see that?
He used the
Your
force because
ball
he
went
forgot the
into a
lube.
hole and started messing around.
Yeah, I forgot the lube on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
I was
used the
using-
force.
I was using the rim. Oh, I'm last again, son of a bitch.
Yeah! Told you!
Hey, Nem, we have the same score except
Oh,
reversed.
this one's a bastard.
Okay, I just majorly lagged then.
Oh god! Me too!
Y'all
Just
just like flying
right as I was about to jump.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck you.
I have to go back.
Ah, you fucking shite licker.
Ah!
Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
Sorry.
Wee. Yes?
Oh.
Yay!
Ah!
Oh, stop saying that word!
No, not that direction.
Okay.
Oh, you fucking erection station.
No, fuck off, game.
I'm not finishing this.
No, stop making me fly.
What the hell, game? No.
Oh, you
Yay.
asshole.
Hi.
Get in there. Yes.
Yeah, my game is super
Fucking hell.
This worked perfectly.
laggy.
Oh, come on over the hole, you bastard.
I don't need anti-alias.
Get in the ruddy hole. Thank you. God damn it.
Oh, good. Net seems to be
Oh,
this.
God,
Be a lot of
that's
stressing on this game, guys, so beware in the chat.
Yeah, that's why the audio levels may be a bit weird.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying not to put it too high, because otherwise with me with my headset, it's like
Oh,
people shouting in my ear.
Scar is my
Totally.
biggest threat right now.
Or perhaps.
I don't think I'm a threat.
Oh, golly.
But you're the biggest threat.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm the biggest, but I doubt I am actually a threat,
Pardon
considering you actually be pretty.
Oh, where the fuck are we even going on this?
Straight ahead!
Okay. For some reason I don't trust you, but okay. Wee!
Oh, no, fuck you.
No!
no!
Yes! No! Fuck
Oh,
you,
my
no.
God, who? Oh, my God, someone nudged me.
Ah, shit.
Sorry, that was me.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
no.
son of a
Stop.
cock!
Stop! Fine then.
No!
Okay, too bad.
Wait!
Someone knocked Claire, was that you who knocked me into the...
Oh, yeah. That's
I
better.
think we both knocked each
Yes.
other into the thing then.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Bogey.
I went in, so that was the main thing.
Yay! I'm bouncing.
I got stuck on the ledge at my first shot.
Same. Oh.
Oh, that's crap.
Yes, by the hole, you can go down the side, and I just went in under the ledge.
Oh,
Why
my.
is my game super laggy?
I don't know, if mine's getting a little bit like that. I think they've obviously updated it. It's...
Oh, turn off
Shit.
like
Yeah.
flickering. Full intensity.
Okay, where's the goal
Alright.
now?
Follows density 1, follows distance 0, apply. There you go.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't think that's the right way.
Oh, son of a
Oh,
bitch.
there.
Oh, for God's sake.
Stopped.
Ooh.
Bloody big update.
No, that ain't gonna work.
I need to sort out that Gears of War 4 update tomorrow.
But now, Ink, no, not so.
Oh,
Double
you
bogey.
dingle.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Just reminded me I need to and all.
Yay, double bogey.
I know this. No.
God damn it.
Gears of War 4 update, and I need to do the Tekken update.
I didn't know what I got. 6.
Really speed. No.
7. Hi, Gully! Bye, Gully!
Wow.
Oh, nearly.
No.
There we go.
Yes. Ah. Oh yeah, I forgot I can jump again. Ah, I'm in the hole.
He says.
Go on them, go on them, go on them.
I'm in.
Oh, that was detective.
He says for the first time ever.
Saying, can you see what finger I'm holding up at the monitor?
No, cause you have no. God damn it! You know this.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And there's them. No, Claire, why?
Hey.
Stain, you cock.
You betrayed me.
Come on. Pa. Way, pa. Woohoo.
I am so glad I'm not wearing a fucking headset listening to you lot on this.
Why do you think I had to turn them down a little bit?
Hey, Gully, bye, Gully.
I don't know because we're loud.
Yes, very loud.
Get to know. Fuck.
Oh, that's the point. Just saying no, by the way, Nene.
Shit.
Oh yeah, Zane, I bought an apartment Monday.
Oh, nice.
Right next door to the red light district.
So I'm moving in lots of 29.
Right on the hill. Right on the hill. Ah!
First rung of the fucking ladder, guys.
Okay, where am I going?
We're dead.
Oh, I missed the tunnel, bitch.
Rocket Man. Yeah, I got in the tunnel.
Yes, I got in the tunnel. Yeah.
Jack, you bastard!
Oh, you can go to the tunnel.
Yeah, I did. Come on, keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zane. You pushed me, I think.
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, someone pushed me in the tunnel, I think.
There we go. Double bogey.
Green ball.
Ah, cocker muncher.
Is Nene the green ball?
I am
No, I'm the green ball.
There's the green ball.
Oh.
Then he's the orange ball.
Ah,
Who's green then?
I'm green.
Hasn't been.
double bogey.
Green.
Who got a double bogey?
Then A.
Double bogey. I got there on the first shot, and I took 3 shots to get it all. Wow.
Well done then.
Fucking asshole!
Wait, can't you just...
No.
no, it's too high.
Already tried it.
Oh, but.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I see, I see.
me too. I see.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Game, fuck you.
Fuck detective.
Thank you, Nene.
I'm in.
I think Sane hit me and not me in
Hit
the hole.
me.
Welcome to the club, Nene.
Oh, fucking hell, Sane.
I swear,
Hey, just shoot forward.
I think you're
Oh
jumping
no.
a bit
This
harder.
game is so like Mario Kart. Fucking
No.
amazing.
It is awesome.
Saying, I think you're firing a bit too harshly.
There we go. I'm in.
not
There goes Sane. So he's just like, cover. Damn it.
So you just like breaking down.
Oh my god, he's right back at the beginning. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Come on, Sage, stroke
Come
it
on,
out.
Sane. There we go. That's it.
Stroke it out, Sane.
No, I didn't. Oh wait, yes it is.
Finally.
Come on, Zane.
We just had an attempt. But you know.
Hooray!
Oh, I went off.
Finally! No,
Oh,
yes,
what?
he's here. Oh, good
What
lord.
stops me?
Oh no!
Damage, go here. But I'll... Fuck.
Hi, detective. Fuck you, detective. At least you hit me out of the map. So I can...
Snake.
Oh,
Snake.
Oh no, I missed everything.
Oh,
shit.
get in there, you fucking shit licker.
Detective, why?
Not my fault.
Yay, I got in!
Still at the beginning.
Hey, I'm really hearing a lot from.
This is worse than watching a Britney Spears concert.
Oops,
And
I
that's
did it
At least
again.
this is more entertaining.
Oh, someone knocked me off!
Anything from Claire,
Oh, fucking hell.
and I'm not hearing anything from Gully because obviously he's not.
There we go. I'm in.
I'm gonna stroke this one out.
You're not hearing anything from me, did you say, Ronnie?
Well, it's
From Gully.
All I can hear is these lot shout straight over you.
Come on! Yes!
Bit
fuck's
further.
sake.
No.
I can barely hear you, Claire.
Oh, right, okay.
Is this better?
Considering, do you know what I mean? Everybody else is yelling at the game, but I'm not hearing anything from you.
Stop right there, you
Oh, I'm
fucking
speaking.
balls. Shit.
You got one more stroke, Nene.
What has this Skype call turned into?
Are you enjoying
At the
yourself?
end of the day, you know, I'm
I am. In first place, though. Fuck you.
But yeah, I'm gonna kind of just stay out of the way. Have you got detectives linked, by the way, Zach?
Oh, me and Detective are only 3 away from each
I
other.
don't know.
Yeah, we've been quite close through most of it.
It's streaming. That's why we're.
Zach's streaming this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crushers. I have.
Let's go, Nem.
Cock muncher.
Oh, but I did the same.
Wow. So great timing on everyone.
Zach.
Fuck you, Steve!
God damn it, then.
People keep knocking me out of the way.
No, 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 no!
Just in case. Oh, Max is having problems as well now. Oh, good lord.
Oh, well, I'm glitching through.
Motherfucker.
Okay, par.
Stupid lag!
Scarro, go away.
Why?
Wow. Okay, who's
You're
glitching
in my
through?
way.
Who's glitching through?
Are you happy?
That was me.
Oh, so
It's really weird. You glitched straight through them. and
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, hang on a minute, what?
then
I'm
You
on
did it 3
Ubisoft.
times. It kept glitching you through them, and then it kicked you back.
I've lost my place a second.
Weird.
Oh, damn it, Nene.
There we go.
Max has kind of disappeared somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he's
Here, or something, I don't know.
screaming around there somewhere. But yeah.
Some lag.
I have no
Well,
idea.
sorry,
Where's them?
Oh no, Claire almost got that to me. Or I almost got that to her.
Bro, this is super.
Holy shit, this is a big course.
Oh, here it is.
No shadows. No shadows. No
Yes.
shadows.
Perfect plan. Oh fuck, no, that was not a perfect plan. Hi, Zane.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Well, you know what? We did this
Thank
one.
We round and round and round we go. Where do we stop? Nobody knows.
Yo.
Come on, hole in one.
Round and round and round we go. Where
Oh, that was so close to hole in one. Bird, I got a birdie.
Oh, just off.
Oh, you
so
fucker.
close.
You're gonna have to go before me.
I was gonna say, you paper thin showed.
You were so close.
You paper thin
Showed. Claire's awesome with the insults.
Claire, you bounced off of fucking Gully on that one.
Who just had an orgasm?
You
Who
went
just had an
straight
orgasm on that one?
Thank you
All
for
I heard from someone was no.
Oh, Zane, why did you jump?
God damn it, that counted as a stroke.
Oh, wow.
Normally all fucking
And me and Zane are now tied.
I'm catching up to saying.
I wanted to make it as stressful as possible for you, Detective, so you're welcome.
Oh, I hit him in the penis.
Sorry, you gotta fight.
Hit that statue right in the ball.
I hit him right in the fucking eye.
I know.
Hey, Nam.
Ah, yes.
Oh, of course the game glitches out for me and I get tossed off the whole thing.
It's getting tossed up.
No.
No, fucking eggs, fuck off!
Why am I bouncing so much?
I went,
No, no,
Andy,
no.
can you get me some fresh water?
I hate eggs.
Oh, you.
Oh, thank you, Nem.
Bastard.
I don't think I'll ever.
I'm trying to figure out where the hole is.
Right over here.
Story of my life, Detective. Story of
Oh,
my life.
par. Detective, you
Oh,
saw
there we
that?
go. Yeah, I see it.
Detective, then I feel sorry for him.
Who what?
Nothing.
I think
Oh,
you
go
I did.
fucking lose
Oh.
your right ball.
I'm sure you can find the hole that way.
Said if you still don't know by now where the hole is, then I feel sorry for him.
Oh, cock, sake.
It could be worse. I could get in the wrong hole like I've done once.
Johnny blocked me!
Say that again.
It could be worse. It could be me getting in the wrong hole, which I've done once.
Oh, no, don't.
The good thing is the woman was actually fine with it.
Seriously slapped.
She literally was fine with it, and she said, "Oh, no worries about it." I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
I love all this conversation.
She literally, she was literally laid there like nothing. I was like, "Okay."
Oh,
There we go.
Oh no, it's Gully glitched.
Those are
First place.
always the words you hope to hear after.
Oh no, the Gully just glitched. Oh no. Gully's ball glitched.
Alright, I'm
Oh.
well, wait for the timer to run out.
Well,
Yes,
folks.
It's a bouncing. Hop, change up to balls.
Oh god.
I wonder how high it's gonna bounce.
Sorry about that, Gully. Looks like your ball glitched out. God damn it.
Yeah.
I hate it when my ball glitches out.
Yeah.
Oh my, they're just sitting there bouncing constantly. What the fuck?
It happens. This game sometimes.
Advanced.
Right, while this is going on, let's
Damn
check
it.
Twitter.
Yep, let's Twigs and check social media, people.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I have a bunch of notifications on Twitter, which are.
restart my game. Oh wait, it didn't change. Did it? Well, distance. Oh yeah, it did change it.
Wow.
That's really fucked up. Like, that's like the game just straight dicking you over.
Yeah, that's what the game does.
You can't play.
No.
Well, whilst we're waiting, I'm gonna restart my game for a sec.
Alright.
Because it's glitching like, or at least lagging like crazy.
Was that the last hole? That was 18, wasn't it?
Oh, Gully's is just
Yeah.
sitting there bouncing on
That's
the
why
same
I left. If there wasn't another one, then I would have stayed. Alright.
Oh my god.
Got another minute and a half of this.
Bouncy, 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 bouncy.
Can you not just leave?
He can just exit, yeah.
Yeah.
Gully, you can just exit if you want.
And thank you, Scara, for the host.
Well done, my dude.
That green donut with the eyes looks as though it's waiting for something.
Hey, good thing.
Hmm.
It looks like a green M&M that's had its, its peanut taken out.
If anyone remembers the game Bubsy, it's getting a remake.
Oh no, not Bubsy Bobcat, no.
Rest in pepperoni.
I came last!
Look so sad. There in the cage.
Someone's taking my peanut out of my M&M. Alright. I'm guessing Sane needs a new invite.
Holy shit. I cannot believe I was second there. Holy shit.
I can't believe I was first place there.
I can't believe I got knocked out the
You ain't
fucking
got to
point on
restart
that.
the whole thing, surely.
Why can't I jump?
Gully says I've quit.
He's quit.
Okay, dokie, Gully.
Is he coming back on the next game or?
I don't know. I have sent him an invite just in case he wants to.
Much smoother.
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
Oh.
Let's do 3 minutes.
You have to do the whole lot again.
We can just change. No, we can change.
Cake.
Just change map.
Just cake.
I don't know if Gully's. Oh yeah, Gully's back in.
Okay.
Another level, please.
I've quite what?
Quit.
Yeah, I'll be last.
Yeah,
now,
that's
don't worry.
quite.
Are we going to...
Why am I fucking
hell.
Ooh.
Say
What?
an egg?
Oh, those are the same ones all.
What the hell? Why am I a fucking
Different level.
Silver.
Don't do the acorn shit though, please.
Hey, Mr. Egg.
seems to
which one we going to do? Forest, Oasis, Twilight, or Haunted, or Candyland?
It's gonna be hard to control.
Candyland.
Candyland.
You only assume the forest has got something to do with
Candyland.
acorns, which Nem just said don't do acorns.
My Iceland.
Alright, we're going to do Candyland. Because the Candyman can.
Ball again.
A Candyman can, because he wasn't very smart and really loved his
Remember,
you.
makes the world feel good.
Nice.
Words, please.
Is my game frozen or is it loading?
I've got no not responding as well.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it does do that freeze up now and then.
Oh, doesn't it look pretty?
Mem.
Mm.
No, not Nem. Mem.
Scar wrote mem.
My eyes! It burns!
You do realise we're going to lose Sane's balling amongst all this now, don't you?
Cody says, waiting for players to spawn. Am I the only one getting that?
No,
Waiting for players to spawn. Yeah, I've got that as well.
Yeah, same. Because we're.
I think the game might have lag.
There we go.
Aha!
Oh no,
It's
with the
my
fucking
balls.
isospheres.
Yay!
You get a hole in one?
Shite.
Oh, too far.
Oh!
Oh, okay. Full power.
Yes.
Way to go.
Yay!
Oh fuck.
Oh! I dunked it in!
Oh, you idiot.
Okay.
I slap dunked my ball in there.
Detective, you stopped dead there, more or
That
less.
must have hurt, Sane. That must have hurt.
I did. Don't worry.
That must have hurt.
Full
you, Sane.
power. Straight ahead.
Full power, shithead.
No, that's what I did.
That's what Captain Picard said to everyone when he was
Oh,
pissed off.
oh,
Full power,
whoa,
shithead.
whoa.
Full
Power
power.
shit.
Straight ahead.
Oh, there we go.
Engage the engine, shithead.
There we go.
Hey, one second.
About time.
I knew I would say it this
Finn
one.
and Ben are inside each other.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, now we're an acorn.
Oh, no.
Ah!
I'm never gonna get out of here.
What the guys
Hurrah!
Shit.
What the? When was that fucking acorn?
Ah!
What the hell?
With
What?
acorn.
Over there.
I got double bogey.
Oh, you bastard.
Pick it up over the ice cream.
Yeah, go over the ice cream, jump over it.
How many new words can you learn while playing with golfing with friends?
Many, many.
Oh, you bastard asshole.
You can't stay on the ice cream.
No, you can't stay on the ice cream.
I can't get past the
Ah,
Clean out there.
Fuck this shit in glass. Oh, we've not been able to let you.
I think that was Claire. That's either Claire or Sane.
I'm gonna stroke out.
Oh my.
I'll stroke
Oh, Sane made it. Sane made it.
I got her.
Now the hard part.
Now he's got to get in the hole.
Oh, go fucking lose your right bollock.
That's a new
I'm
one.
so acute right now.
That one from Claire, loud and clear.
I'm a fucking hot, I'm a bastard arsehole.
Anyone who don't want their right bollock, you know.
I've done this without stroke outs. You know how far people go.
Shit.
I normally stroke out most nights.
Now you can fucking lick
Well, the reason I did do stroke outs is just in case someone glitches.
True. But we'll still have a timer, of course.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought if someone stroke. True, yeah. Well, we've got one more stroke left with Claire.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, and oh, Gully's still. Oh, there's Gully's last one.
Flying.
Yay! I'm joined first with Scaro. It's the only time that's ever gonna happen.
Acorns. No, we're fucking eggs.
Excellent.
Egg salad.
It's bad enough about the fucking puns.
Yeah! Oh fuck, I missed.
I hit the.
Oh, I missed.
Exactly what I wanted. Birdie. Get it? Birdie. Egg.
Someone kick him from the corner.
Damn it.
Fuck.
He's a nightmare. He really
Oh, who knocked me? God damn you.
I got the birdie with my egg.
Effective.
Oh, fucking hell. Someone knocked me.
Hey, Nem, sorry. Nem, the other Nem.
No. Oh no. Oh fuck. The fucking.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not making this one. With eggs, no. Oh, there we go.
No! Fuck off game.
There we go. I made it.
Shoot, motherfucker. There we go, I made it.
Okay.
Yeah, I made it.
I bet anyone who is in the chat
No,
watching thinks,
no.
what the fuck.
No. No.
I'm back.
No. Fuck
Oh,
off.
you
Yes.
fucking cockshot.
Shared first with detective. Yay.
I've lost my shirt.
I'm surprised I didn't lose first with that one.
Playing strict golfing with
Me too.
friends.
Nemo's
Okay.
gonna get.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nemo's gonna get last, maybe.
There's still many holes to go.
That's because I suck at this level.
I suck at Candyland as well.
You, Nem, and
Hey,
Gully are.
Oh, to be fair, you chose Candyland.
Oh, bollocks.
No, everybody wanted Candyland, so I put Candyland in.
I said Candyland. I was the only one.
Yes.
No, I only heard one
Fuck,
person.
fuck you, Nene. Fuck you.
I said Candyland too, but I'm not playing the game. I just
yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Candyland.
Oh! Hey, Scarro.
Bogey.
Is collisions on? No.
Yeah. No.
I mean-
Yes. 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 No. Yes.
Yeah, 5.
We entered the
Yeah, I love being. Hey, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
We were on opposite sides of the hall.
Oh my.
Wink, wink.
Oh,
Nudge, nudge. If you know what I mean.
At least you worked on different holes.
And then we met in the hole.
Oh my.
We both went in the same hall.
Double
time.
stuff.
How does that not surprise me with you saying
What?
If he can get in a hole, he will.
same hole at the same time?
I've never done that before, to be honest. but-
Yes.
Oh yeah, right.
Not with humans, at least.
Maybe
Go
not with
on,
that.
Gully.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, nearly.
Come on, I believe.
Come on, Gully. Yay!
Hey.
The heck is first place?
I don't know why, because I suck. Oh no, we're acorns.
Fucking hate acorns.
Fucking acorns are bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking knob jockey.
Oh fuck.
Son of
All
a.
the wording's coming out tonight.
Yes. No. Fuck off, game.
Oh fuck you, game.
Oh, you.
Bastard.
Oh! That, I like.
Knob jockey.
Nope, I don't like that.
I'll just stick it in your hand.
I mean, any shape but
Yeah.
the fucking acorn.
Fucking acorn can go suck a
Hey!
screw.
How much do I get?
Like an egg.
8! Okay.
7!
Holy crap, Gully had it in 3.
Oh, holy damn.
Oh,
Nice one, Gully.
For the shared second place.
feel
Oh,
around
you
for
shit,
Foamy's
fucking-
nuts.
Yeah, this is gonna make us nuts. I know.
This is fun as fuck to watch.
Why was this game requested?
Ask Claire.
Hello.
Africa!
Thank you, Kayla, for the host and welcome. And I'm glad you could join the stream, Africa. What about Africa?
How
you ever
loud is
think
my
about
crunching?
Planning. Oh shit, we're fucking.
Not loud at all.
Zane says that when people say Africa.
What the fuck? Oh, you can bounce on the water because it's jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Boom, birdie!
Oh, detective!
No,
Yeah!
get him out of the way! Get him out of the way! Get it! Get it!
Oh, suck my.
And now Nene and Scarra are in first.
Damn it.
Oh no, I haven't.
Detective,
finished
what
yet.
YouTube I do now? What?
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
threatening
I don't know.
power.
Yeah, detective, you're still first place though.
No, I'm not. You and Nene are. Oh, am I? Oh, I am.
Yeah, because I hadn't finished.
Oh, okay.
Come on, you fucking cake hole.
You have 32.
I thought, yeah, you and Max were in first, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down here with Zane. So.
Oh, we're equal.
I'm last place. I'm last place again.
As long as I don't come last, I don't care.
Well, I think you got that covered.
Yeah.
I should have a shot on first.
Oh, now we're
Take a
cubes.
shot in the mouth.
Damn it.
Fantastic! Oh.
Yes?
Oh, I overshot.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes.
Boom, birdie!
No, fuck you.
Double bogey, fucking
Oh,
hell.
no.
I'll
No.
get in the fucking hole, you
Yes.
piece of shit. Oh, it threw me back to the.
Oh, no, Zane has
Alright, is it me or are these golf balls fucking
Yeah,
squares?
They are squares.
Oh, fuck you. Zane.
Change shape, yes.
Zane is- Oh, wow.
I'm not, no, because I hadn't got it installed, Kayla. I actually had uninstalled it, so yeah.
I prefer playing with balls.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
saying.
sure you fucking do.
Right through the rusty ring.
There. Whee! Oh fuck, I missed it. Oh no, I'm an acorn. Oh no.
Oh, you.
Oh no, we're a Christmas decoration.
Oh, we're fucking oranges or whatever it is.
Oh, didn't quite make it.
Oh!
We have a fucking nipple. It's gonna fuck
It's
me
a
up.
fucking tick.
Par, yay.
Oh, go, go. Oh, par, yes.
Yes. No. Yes. Fuck you, game.
Oh, Sane. Oh, poor Sane.
I did it the first time. Far.
Oh.
Did you not get it?
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, Katie, you're not going to hear it, babe.
What was that bullshit shot? I don't know,
Taylor, no worries.
but it worked.
You can manage.
Go on, then.
Come on!
Nope.
Fucking down.
Oh, yes.
Get over! Get over! Get over! No!
You're okay, Nene. You're on the you're on the bar thing.
Nene's nipple balls is bouncing away.
You can see Nene's nipples from here.
His orange nipples.
Yes.
Yep.
Kinky.
He's got orange nipples just like Trump. I had to. Oh, we're acorns again.
Okay, you need to go hard.
Go hard or go home.
But
Oh,
we fucking
you
eggs
shite.
gonna bounce all fucking over.
Oh, someone knocked me. God damn it.
Oh, son of a
I got over. I managed to do it.
cock, mama,
Good.
dick, fuck, hole.
Believe. I believe. I don't believe.
Where's the fucking flag?
Oh,
Over there.
Not
Suck
on
a
this
fuck.
game, I won't, Kayla.
Oh no! Come on! Put me back on! Bullshit! Game!
Yarby.
Double bogey. So
I'm
good.
on the roof!
You're on the roof.
Oh,
suck a fucking cock.
suck my.
Big hairy testicles.
Eh,
Well, not big, perhaps, but yeah.
Oh.
fuck me.
I am.
Finally!
Yeah, I don't mind any of that.
Collision is not on, I think.
Oh no, I haven't got collision on at the moment. I've got to put that on.
No,
Oh, god damn it, insane.
I'm stuck
When
on
he played
you
fucking-
right now.
You got a little bit greedy there.
Oh, you asshole.
Hey, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
I still didn't pass you. I got 6 and you got 10.
Damn it.
Well, how's the air below me, Zane?
I can't remember this hole actually. God damn. Oh, now I remember this one.
What the fuck? What
Bogey.
a...
Come on, nipple clumps.
It's a shot
Oh,
to
wow.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take it.
No.
Come on, Nana. Stroke out! Shoot hard!
No.
There you go, bogey!
Ah!
Take a shot in the face, you.
Still in front of me.
Oh, me and Scaro. Oh, no.
Shoot!
No, Scary is behind you, so...
Harder! Harder!
Yay.
No!
Go for the money shot.
Oh, no.
Third eye is tied.
Oh, you
Where?
are joking, mate. What the fuck?
Oh, it's way over to the right.
Is there a map?
Oh,
No, there's not.
shit.
It's just like GTA 3, please.
What? Oh, fucking nice.
Oh, come on, you fountain of jizz.
I went over it.
Oh, yeah.
No!
Bogey.
You would have got that better
Shit, advanced
I know.
tactics.
Oh, Scaro.
I know I detected you out of the way on that one.
Pretty.
Oh, same.
I will make it.
I've been taught advanced tactics by Nen. I am completely in debt.
Oh, same.
Come on now! There we go! Oh, get in there!
Get in there deep.
No! Fuck you! Get in there! Let's go!
There we go.
Hooray!
And then it goes in one shot. See, I can do a hole in one. It only takes 7 turns.
Oh no, this one. God damn it.
Over eggs. I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
This is gonna be an spectacle.
Oh, well then.
Oh.
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 Oh, you fucking egg.
Ah!
Bogey.
Did you just say you fucking egg timer?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's scramble us some eggs.
Fucking
Just don't get yourself overboiled while playing this.
Hashtag fucking egg time.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking egg timer. God damn.
Go fucking egg time.
what kind of insult was that meant to be?
Oh, we're cubes. Oh no, it's this one.
Oh, cock bollocky hell.
Where's the gold?
Ah, shit. Okay, slightly less.
Oh, there it
6
is.
more days, what, Kayla?
Bogey.
Bogey.
Ah,
Damn, only 6 more days? I don't get.
By the way, AJ, they do change shape. The
Okay.
balls change shape depending on
Yes.
what courses they have.
It's what makes it fun.
You say it.
This is what's in Korean talk show.
Oh.
You say it.
God, fuck me.
God, fuck you. I don't know if
Oh,
you will.
no, 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 no.
Oh, Scaro. Oh, Scaro.
Scarro, do you want the lights off?
What?
Uh. Oh no, with these with acorns? Are you kidding me?
Fudge,
Oh, fuck
oh,
this.
fudge monkeys.
Fucking hate the acorns.
Oh, fucking cheese.
Oh. Stop moving.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Bogey.
Okay, who hit me?
Ah.
You're gonna get a right swift kick in the balls.
No.
Scarro, no.
No.
Oh, you were gonna get a kick in the knockers.
Pain.
Fucktards.
No. Game. Find out.
Oh, me and Scaro are tied. Oh,
Where's your
at the moment.
Shit.
What?
No, it hasn't finished yet, yeah. You know there's an easier way than doing that.
Acorns kind of swinging.
Oh no, Scaro. Oh my god, Scaro, what the fuck?
And that is swinging in the wind.
Swinging in the ding wing.
Fucking shift on it quicker. Fucking shot the teapot.
There you go, down the shaft. Whee!
I've lost my second place again.
Yeah, second place.
How the hell am I winning this? I should be the one who sucks at this.
I installed it.
I blame my
I can't
earlier-
believe I've done it, but yeah, I reinstalled the game.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you fucking grasshopper.
Oh, you grasshopper! Wow.
Yes. Soon it's like lawnmower or.
She's trying not to say any other word right now.
Yeah, I am actually.
I'm waiting for the good ones, Claire.
As long as it's not CUN.
I think that's what she's
Oh.
trying to avoid.
Yes,
Oh,
I
we
am.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
Don't be saying that word, anybody. And I appreciate if that is what you're trying to do, Claire. Thank you.
Double bogey.
Oh, come on, you
Golly!
shit. Fuck.
Oh, butts.
Yes, get in there.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice one.
Yes.
Double bogey.
Yeah.
Detective, you need more shots.
Shitty shot.
Ah, okay, you are now below me.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, you are fucking joking, man.
I remember this one.
Oh,
It's the 6
Get
more
up
days
there.
till.
sack in the face.
This is gonna be fun.
Anybody know what 6 more days till it is?
I have no... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
Stupid
get in
cylinder.
there.
I'm almost higher. Bounce. Bounce.
Okay.
Yes. Now.
Guys, I have a little problem.
Uh-oh.
Detective, you need more strokes.
No.
More strokes to win.
No.
Oh,
More
shit,
strokes.
my ass.
Ah,
I'm
got
sure
him, man.
Viagra will take care of it now.
Oh, what the hell?
Strokes. Get in, no!
Get in, you fucking toad.
Two more, two more.
Oh,
All the way,
yeah,
all the way.
yeah,
You
yeah.
fucking-
Bastard,
Oh, nice one, Gully. Oh goddamn these tins.
Like, the only way I'm gonna win is you fucking up.
Pretty much. And that's gonna be very soon because let's see.
We are actually
Oh,
balls.
you.
We are actually balls. That's amaze balls. I'm going this way.
Come bucket.
This way.
What are they doing, saying and
How many holes are on each one?
18.
Hey, like normal golf.
Yes, bogey. Woo.
Paw!
I want you to get some tissue and clean your nose.
Alright,
don't you?
never mind. That's not gonna work.
I got tissue here.
Skyro, no!
what?
Everybody shoot out your snock rockets.
Ah!
That's Nene raging.
Insane scream is like.
That was Nene that time.
No, that
Was
was
it?
me.
That was you. I thought it was Nene.
I'm saying.
Scar passed me. Fuck that. Okay. Scar isn't finished yet. Okay.
I am.
Last hole, pretty much. Next
I
one.
don't care about you.
oh, wow.
Not really, but yeah.
Oh, so close, Claire.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There
Yes,
we go.
yes. You will die.
Go on, Claire.
Something dark side.
Ooh, nice one.
Get in the hole, thank you.
Get in the hole.
In the hole.
Claire, I hope you've never had to say that.
In the hole. Thank you.
We're fucking space capsules.
Okay, which cone prick pushed me?
Man,
Oh, fuck. I'm gone.
Oh, this is pretty coney.
What did we tell you about puns then, eh?
They're awesome and do them more.
No.
Oh, fuck off.
Detective.
There's even more of this. Fuck it.
Oh, but
Stop doing this to me.
No! You are kidding me!
Yes. Perfect.
Oh god, he got off the other side.
I believe I can
Oh,
fly.
God, like-
I believe I can touch the sky.
Oh no.
No!
Is it hard enough, detective?
Holly, oh!
I'm
Oh, it gets even worse. Okay.
Perfect. Oh no, not perfect.
I'm gonna stroke out.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Hey now.
Oh, stay on the lane at least.
I'm in.
I've stroked out.
Me too now. Now.
Oh! How much is stroking?
15.
I have one shot to make this.
Saying use lube.
No!
I still won! Hooray!
Do you feel sorry for you, detective?
What? Why'd you feel sorry? I still won! I still won by 6. Yeah,
I
that...
mean, on that level, fucking
Yeah.
going out on that level,
So,
All that-
stroked out.
Okay.
Back in a bit. I'm gonna go shower, so be right back.
Okie dokie, Scarro. What we gonna do now?
Yes, balls, please.
Is Ronnie joining?
Oh yeah, Ronnie, you gonna join us?
I think you got more
No
than enough
answer.
playing at the minute.
the hesitation.
No, I think you got more than enough playing at the minute, though, and I was keeping an eye on your chat and shit for you.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so we have another slot open.
There's nobody
Yeah.
else need to do that at the minute.
There ain't much going on in the chat anyway.
It's Kayla. She's gonna behave, I think. I hope.
I was
Maybe.
gonna say Oasis is a frustrating one.
Yeah, please no.
It always behaves.
I can't remember which ones me and Nene did, actually, I must admit.
Oh, Oasis. I think. Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
God.
That, yeah.
Yeah, different level, please.
And keep it as balls, please.
Yes.
Oh.
With collision!
Was that
Yeah,
another one?
And
Is this
no
not-
low gravity.
Sane likes it when you rub your nuts together.
Yes!
Was This is not.
You lot are moaning. You want to keep them as balls, but I'm sorry. Surely it's better with it not staying as balls sometimes.
Oh,
Not on
no.
Oasis. Not on Oasis. Not on Oasis.
Was that
Alright.
Oasis level not the one where I turned around and said you foaming dickhole?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one where you said, "Why is Nem so small?" No, that's what Spectre saying. Why is Nem so small? That level.
Why is Nem so small?
Hey, I'm not.
Sure you aren't, big boy.
So we all in? Who's going to be playing this round?
Yeah, the boys are going to be getting their rulers out in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need a yardstick. What are you talking about, ruler?
No, you need the fucking police
Sure
caution
about
tape.
Oh, hell yeah! Just gonna roll with it and go, okay, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I'll get a roll and whack you with it.
Yeah, I would be into that.
Do not cross obstruction ahead.
I'm into some kinky shit, so.
Yeah, you know you got the So just start the fucking game, right?
Detective, fair enough then. Right, double-sided carpet tape, a purple bow, studded belt, and a cigarette. Figure that fucker out, Nick.
I just want to have lightsaber fights.
That's how I ruined a lot of people in chat.
Oh.
Low gravity!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going this way.
Finish this, you mouth.
The detective is dying.
You fucking prickly cocks.
Fuck you, detective.
You are gonna get such a boost of bollocks.
Oh, you.
I made it. I made it.
Fuck my life! Detective, I hate you.
You are gonna get unceremoniously castrated.
No!
Don't shove you piece of shit!
Thank God it just fucks off in space.
You are gonna be fed your testicles.
That was stroke, you bastard cock fucking.
Yes! Thank you! God damn it! No!
Fucking go anal account!
Bouncing!
At least you don't like when I don't. At least you don't like when I don't bounce around fun.
Stop. Oh, freak. Oh my god.
This is worse than listening to Kanye West's
Let's see how long I will bounce.
What
for.
the fuck has this turned into?
Well, if you didn't stream, you know.
I golf with friends stream. On the fucking cone.
Hey, woo! Double bogey.
There we go.
Oh god, double bogey. Oh god. Woo. I can breathe now. Right. Oh god. Oh. Oh, my chest hurts from so much laughing.
I'm rolling.
Go, 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 go. Let's push that in.
Nope, it ain't going in.
It's because Madania's not giving it to him.
Oh god.
I fucking lost.
Oh god.
Bogey.
Oh fuck!
Oh, you fucking desert rat.
Street.
I was aiming for the wrong hole.
Ah, I didn't quite make it.
You know, make sure you've got lube next time.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
So I struck out.
Heard that before.
Oh, you never mentioned that.
Oh, come on, you fucking bouncy bollock.
Yay!
I knocked Detective in again.
Thank you, Nem.
Damn it! Wait for this ball to stop.
No.
Let's have a look at them.
Do it.
There we go.
Oh! That's Claire. Bye bye.
No. Yeah.
And
Oh.
again.
There goes Claire.
And hey, Golly. Hey, Claire.
Oh. You throbbing cock, whoever just hit me.
He was either Nene or Gully.
Yeah, I got it.
There we go. I'm in.
I'm kind of I think. I think I might have boo-booed at some point because it's gonna make one hole completely impossible.
Playing left, apparently.
Yeah, the fucking.
Oh, you fucking haunted ghost hole.
What did Stain leave?
Yeah, I'm making some food.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I am not gonna have a good time with the low gravity, so.
Aww.
Stop teabagging me, you motherfucker. I want you nuts in my face, I'll ask for it.
But I'll drop in
And that's all the
back
time.
in next game. But I needed to grab some food anyway,
Come on, get in there, you fucking.
Oh,
so.
Nem.
It was a good time.
Nearly had me in then.
Oh, you
Bye,
fucking
Nem.
bouncer.
There we go. Par.
Fucking.
Oh! What is par on this map? 4?
Fucking.
Yeah, 4 is par.
Cockmother.
So he's putting in the code for self-destruct.
Yes.
He's
Oh,
already.
yeah, so you got the first officer really there for you for the fingerprint scan.
Self-destruct you for putting this on.
It's on. It's on 2 minutes.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated.
Oh, the bomb has been
T- T minus
Just into the
2
bottom platform.
minutes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Claire, we need to get to the airplane.
I'm not fucking finishing this.
I know you aren't. Full power!
Oh yeah, Claire, I went to the swimming pool off screen and got the blowgun powder.
The first
Oh,
bar.
did you? Cool.
Yeah, because I thought it's going to be so much backtracking during the game to get that. I thought, fuck it.
Fucking dick fucker.
Which
Oh.
one is this? Oh. What the fuck? Nem did what I did.
What the fuck? Detectives at the. flag-
Yeah, I went over. I jumped over.
Jumping is on. Like the long route, there's a short route.
Yeah.
Fuck! Mm. Gotta do it so I can jump over.
Oh god.
And has the same issue as I have, that he's just hitting too hard because the low gravity is
No, that was too loose actually.
I've actually realised this actually going to make one level impossible
Which one?
because of the low gravity.
Yeah. Maybe multiple. 'Cause
Think.
more than
I know one is definitely going to be impossible.
Oh, fuck off, you piece of wank.
Wee.
What is that?
Bugger wonk.
God, I think I'm causing them to destroy his keyboard.
Ah, fuck you, Gully!
I have now returned.
Welcome back to the rage, Scaro.
Welcome back, Scara.
I'm assuming that shit is going
Low
down.
gravity.
God, talk about the night I lost control.
Oh god.
Did you really smash your keyboard, Nem?
Oh, I did.
Are you sure?
Not yet.
You
Oh,
did it,
that's 9 strokes. I did it in 2.
I was right there. You can see my ball was right at the fucking.
Oh, someone dropped.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
you stone-faced trout.
Oh, someone's back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Why do I keep getting commercials? No clue.
Be right back.
Who's getting them?
Lava.
Oh, not quite.
But having said that,
Holy one!
Stop jamming, you tosser. Sorry.
Holy one! Holy one!
I don't know.
Oh, a little bit too
I know
much.
obviously you get the odd one or two, but I don't know why you're getting them constantly. By the way,
Well,
Kayla,
too much.
6 more days for. You went 6 more days. I asked you what it was about, and I never got an answer.
Until we finish this game.
Possibly.
No, because it's a timer, so.
Double bogey, but well.
Oh, you asshole.
Oh, it's just 10 strokes ahead of me.
Son of a bitch. Fist.
I remember this fucker. I remember doing this with Nene.
We're so gonna get fisted by a tiger again.
Tony the tiger. They're great.
Great. He's gonna put his frosting in ya. That's why.
Anal cock face.
That's how they make frosted cornflakes. Tony the Tiger just wanked over.
Yes.
Oh, seriously, Kayla. Oh, shit. How long for?
Get there now. Oh, don't glitch on me.
Time for, Kayla.
6 more days. 6 more days. So I'm gonna be my Xbox is gonna be taken. Wait, what?
Yeah. She's losing her Xbox for a bit of time. I can't remember what it was. Something happened. It was something to do with school and stuff, I think. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking
Oh,
finish.
it wasn't sorted out then. But yeah. So yeah, she's losing her
Hi.
Xbox. I think it's only for a couple of weeks or so.
No,
Okay.
no chance.
Rock out.
It is, but yeah.
Okay,
Rock out with your cock out. Oh, here's one that could be a little bit impossible.
A little bit impossible.
Oh, no.
Oh, not quite. Fuck.
It's not out of time.
Oh, what the hell? God damn it, people.
Then I am my way, you fuck.
Move!
Fuck.
Get out the way!
Boom, bitch. Get out of the way. Ah.
Oh, just.
Oh, fuck. Oh, what the hell?
I'm back. How's things going?
Welcome back.
Oh, you fucking
Good.
back alley guy.
People can.
Back alley game though.
No, fuck!
Did I hear
Oh,
a
this is
bubbly
more fucking
gangbanger?
abused than Don.
Oh, fuck. Not quite.
Stop, Buggy.
I
Oh,
said you fucking back alley gangbanger.
Close
Right,
enough.
okay.
Come on, detective, you need more strokes. More strokes.
Mm.
Can I actually hear
Ah, I'm gonna stroke out.
Die.
And hey, will you shut up?
Stroke, you
Okay. Here we go. Yes, more strokes.
I didn't even get
Yeah, I'm gonna stroke out.
This is the
Yeah,
one I
detective,
fucked up on the last
more
stream.
stroke out more.
See, I didn't want to stroke out tonight. I was too tired.
You deserve this.
Yeah. I'm just having fun, I am.
Say again?
I'm just having fun.
active,
Yeah, I don't mind.
striking out.
Well, at least my balls will be empty if I do.
Yeah.
I'm
There
not
we go.
playing this game.
At least you won't end up with blue balls like Gully.
Don't be striking out. Come on, you can do
Yeah, I stroked out.
Rub it on, you bastard.
Gully's aiming for the next hole.
And there goes Gully.
Tried anything at this point.
And this is the one that could be a little bit impossible, actually.
This one? No.
Ah, you
Yes.
freaking
Ah.
twat.
Okay.
Bouncing you piece of
dear.
fucking turd.
I remember that. Smack the ball.
Oh, come on, you fucking
Gotta
soggy
whack
sandwich.
Really have to whack that fucking ball
Yeah.
right up. Gotta slam it.
Oh! Fuck! I went to the next dimension.
There you go. Right.
Oh, wow,
There you
yeah.
go. You need to hit it harder than that. You
Oh,
gotta really
nearly.
whack it hard.
Nearly. Yeah, I know. But I've got
Get
to
it
watch out. I've got to
halfway,
watch
get it
out for the
halfway,
strip.
Bit of gentle tap, and then yeah, just not that hard. Good God.
Oh, you were gonna
Gotta
get a
kind of
wallop
happy
with your fish.
Ooh, so close. You need a little bit more.
Oh, go and anal fist a monkey.
I know you're doing them.
Are they still on the set? I don't think they're on the hole we're seeing.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Sure.
it bounced you back. What a bastard.
Oh, so close. I hit the edge.
Don't
Goddamn
like that.
planet.
Don't like that wall bit.
I am
Come
so
on!
sorry.
Oh, I got
Oh.
Come on.
I stroked out more than Jodie Marsh.
Man, that was so close to
Yeah.
the lip. Oh man.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell, motherfucking.
They
dumb-
might be on the.
On.
How
I'll
big
be
is
right
the-
back again.
is the
Oh, I am gonna
thing
hit
delay?
you with a haddock.
You
Watch
had-
out for the low-flying haddocks.
Hey, I had fish tonight.
Yeah, that's me out.
Fucking tuna.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I knew that one was going to be pretty much near enough impossible.
You got it! 12, 12, 12.
Damn it.
Oh, Lily's in front, man. No, okay.
Oh, 11 even. I thought it was 12, but 11.
Hey, man. We're doing so well.
Nice job, Nana.
Wait, what? Which
And I'm back again.
Oh.
one? Oh, it's...
Ah.
Cut.
Okay.
Would you stop bouncing?
Yeah, no.
Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way,
You
bitch.
need to go
Oh, you
right round
cop.
and get into the next protected bit.
You were gonna get fucking hit
Okay,
by a
I'm
runaway train.
Stop.
Oh, not quite. No, I went over.
Ah!
Right, too far.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Nam.
Macho man.
I don't want to hear your cum cry.
Some of the
thank you.
levels are bastards.
You tell him, Claire. You tell him.
Oh yeah.
Some of these levels are really fucking evil.
Especially with low fucking gravity on.
Yes.
I can't fucking get
Oh, for God's sake, stop bouncing!
I can't jump
Oh.
over.
They see me rolling.
Why is it bouncing straight up? You need to be going forward.
Yeah, I know. It's because. Oh, dear, this one could be bad.
Game's glitched.
No, it's not glitched.
Oh, cock in the hole.
Oh, so close, so close.
I'm gonna stroke out on this one.
I think I am as well.
Oh, you were close on that.
Yeah. Because I couldn't jump over the next.
Oh, you bitch.
Balls.
Oh, go jerk your ham stick.
Maybe later.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh dear.
Oh, bastard in the fucking anal.
Oh, damn.
If you have one stroke left.
Yeah, there we go. Time out anyway.
God damn it, detective. Such a shame. Oh, wow, out of time. Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
Right, one thing, it's another.
Fuck you, detective.
I hope your ball drops into acid.
Well, it didn't drop in.
And thank you for the host, Ronnie.
You're welcome, my dear.
Well, I've got to be nice to Nene because he gave me bits. Oh, I got 50 pars.
Trying
Apparently.
to get the top spot. I know.
Yeah. I was like, you got 300 now? And he's, yeah. Not going to quite get the top spot now. Oh, God, that's so...
No matter what, Nene, I'm always going to beat you.
I know, because you always gain bits, I don't. Come on, get in there. Finally. And take this. Oh, Shed first place. 69.
Both 69, holy crap.
Yeah,
Me and Nene are 69ing each other.
I was gonna say who's the 6 and who's the 9.
Well, we're both socking each other at a 69, so doesn't matter which either.
Does it really matter?
Everyone's a winner.
They rotate. They rotate.
Or you do it sideways.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about you sucking each other's petrol pumps, thanks.
Well, everybody likes my triple star unleaded. My super unleaded.
I mean, were we doing what's it called, a somersault while we're doing it?
I'd be more impressed if it was Diesel.
What are you doing? The World Porn Athletic Games or something? What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See a guy watching from card 10 out of 10. Gully's not gonna do this one.
Uh-oh, time out.
Gully keeps shooting when he is.
He's bouncing.
Yeah. And there he shoots again.
Oh no, this one. Now this.
Oh, you bastard face.
Oh, you bastard.
I liked it. This
Stop jumping, you piece of shit!
You don't.
Oh shit.
I'm not sure if I'm getting closer if I'm here standing in the same place.
Oh dear.
Hey, detective. Okay, that's not gonna work. Stop fucking bouncing.
This is so slow, this fucking river bit.
I know.
You always bouncing.
Oh, I went over. Butts. Butts and balls. Balls and butts.
Balls and butts, yeah.
Wow. Stream is only like a second behind.
That's right then. I'm doing pretty well in latency then.
Oh,
Yeah. They've
Good
upgraded
work.
things in
First
on
try.
Twitch. That looks of it.
But now I'm just viewing Gully.
There we go.
First place.
Oh,
Oh, get up there, you fucking.
Where are
You
you?
steroids.
Who's on steroids?
not them.
Chris Red.
Okay,
Oh.
AJ,
Yeah.
the picture, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you fucking anal bead.
You
anal beads.
Damn it, Gully.
Say again.
Thank you.
You like dragons? There you go.
I like dragons, yeah.
Out of time.
Just made it, and I'm still last.
You didn't make it. Out of time.
Oh, I got
You're
the
out of
win.
touch. You're out of time.
Oh, go piss in your fucking.
Oh, dick cheese.
Oh, who knocked me back? Detective.
Sorry.
I did, because I tried to shoot, and you spawned in front of me.
Come on, you lanky arsehole.
Oh, I missed it. Oh
Oh, fuck you, detective!
well. God damn it, Nene.
At least you didn't get it.
Oh, come
Oh,
so.
come on, you.
Come sock.
Come, but. Wee! Jump over! Not that far. This far? Yeah, this far.
Oh,
No. Yeah, this far.
Oh, just a little bit too much.
there we go, finished.
But
Fuck.
no!
Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna stroke out. Yeah.
Man,
Oops.
Yeah, I stroked out.
Yeah, same here.
shit.
I've won my one game, so I'm completely content.
Me too. I won the game. I'm leading this one because I managed to get it in.
That's a first for you, isn't it, Nene?
Yeah.
All that maneuver the Viking invasion.
Oh, Gully just got out of time as he got to the hole. God damn it.
Oh no.
Well, Gully's gonna win with the most points. Oh, you did this, detective? Hi.
Oh, missed it. Oh, what the fuck? There you go, par.
Too slow.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Move, bitch. Get out of the way. Get out.
Son of a...
Testicle. Son of a monkey spanking a guitar.
Son of a detective.
Hey, I hate to think anybody's my son. God damn, I feel sorry for him.
It's harder to deserve a spanking.
Asshole! Chicken nugget!
Chicken nugget. Happy Meal. Oh, dear Lord. Uh-oh, this one.
Right.
Well, it's done this way.
Okay, everyone shoot for her mouth. Everyone shoot for her mouth.
Aim for the mouth.
We have left on this run.
We're on hole
Stop jumping!
14.
14?
Hole 14, yeah, we got 4 more holes.
5 with this one.
Yeah.
Leon wants to know if he can come and play.
Yeah, Leon can come and play. We'll finish up one and he can come along with us.
Oh, hi, Leon.
Wink, nudge, nudge. Don't!
Ah, nuts.
Jumping in on the call, Leon.
Did you really just wink, wink, nudge, nudge him?
Oh.
No, I didn't. Wink, wink.
Leon is coming out to
Oh, come on,
play.
you fucking dickworm.
Dickworm.
Fucking...
Dickworm? What is that? It sounds.
It's a worm, not a dick. Or worms that get in your dick.
Worm that travels around through your dick. It's not very pleasant.
No.
I
But
can
yes.
only imagine a
Also,
pattern.
I need to run for my laundry, and then I can finally eat. Be right back.
Trouser snake.
Okay.
No, fuck!
Bounce, you bull motherfucker.
Oh, hi, detective.
Hello, Nene.
Fuck this shit.
Stop bouncing. Fucking ball.
Hello, Leon.
Hello.
Hello.
Leon's ended the
You
salt.
bouncy motherfucker.
You have the game, Leon.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Hi, detective.
Hello, Nene.
I'm gonna stroke out.
Hi.
Just checking.
Stroke one out.
I bet you will then. There you go. There you go.
Get
Keep
the
jumping.
tweezers ready then.
Keep jumping. Keep jumping.
Oh, about time. Fuck.
Donkey sack.
Oh, don't you say.
Donkey penis.
I said hey, by the way, Leon.
Oh,
Hey,
overshoot,
Sherry.
bastard.
Oh.
Stop
Eh.
jumping.
Absolute fucking bus wonker.
Bus wanker.
What?
Just don't ask. It's safer not to ask.
Someone who winks on a bus, I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
so
Dan.
Just wait until you watch it back and listen to the
When
recording.
do I use public transport?
I know, when you're wanking.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's the only time I use public transport.
Literally gets on the bus to have a wank.
Go!
It's an in-betweeners reference.
For some reason, I'm imagining a person who tends to call his dick a fucking bus.
Oh, you.
What nickname's it, Greyhound? Look, get the ball into a tight space, you fucker.
Yes, get the ball! You know!
That's the achievement for
Get the
me.
ball, stop jumping! Fuck you, detective.
I got all.
Hmm.
What just said?
I don't know.
Oh,
I got the reference.
Oh, fuck.
He knew where that was from. What Claire said, bus wanker.
Stop jumping.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna. Oh, I thought it was gonna let you drop in there, and it bloody didn't. It bounced you right off the edge.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Oh, for
he got the
God's
reference.
sakes! What the fuck?
10 seconds.
Seriously, man.
There we go.
Why
I'm still fucking lost.
Oh, nice.
Don't
You
want it.
say you still lost?
Last.
Last.
I say, how the fuck do you get lost on the golf course?
You can get lost on some of these.
Surprised on this.
Oh,
You
fuck.
can actually, yes.
Stop bouncing on Nene, you piece of shit.
I would appreciate that as well. But I think you bounce on the table.
Whoa.
Oh, go plunge
Oh,
your
no.
throat in a pipe.
Oh my.
Wow, Claire's violent.
And she was the one who requested this game.
Yep, she was.
She wasn't
Fucking
good.
no
She
chance.
threatened Nene. She threatened them. He had to play. She threatened him.
Nem had no choice.
I wasn't
Yeah.
playing this tonight originally.
I was gonna track him down and kick him in the knockers.
I got far. I got
You
far.
sure you could find them?
I was about to say that.
She did say she was going to take a microscope with her as well.
Oh.
I'm sure Google Maps could
Wow.
help.
I'm sure. Oh no, they would. No, they can't home in. on
No,
things
no,
that-
they don't go small. They just take
Yeah, it's
large
too- they don't
areas.
go that small.
I mean, they get to
The
places
photo
that
quality on Google Maps as well isn't that good. You still wouldn't see it.
It wouldn't even be a pixel.
Exactly. Do you know
I'm
what I mean?
not-
It's just yeah.
Google Maps doesn't
Well,
show you any
What about the Hubble telescope?
Oh, go fucking go.
Um,
Why
yeah,
go?
I mean that might just manage it.
A goat. Goat fucking simulator. Ah! Just look. Ah, we got how many? 2 more holes after this one.
Yay.
and then I have to go.
Oh.
Oh,
That was me.
bad Nem.
What did you say? I didn't listen.
You said you had to go. You was like, thank God.
Oh.
You're an asshole.
That was talking, so I wasn't listening anyway.
Oh,
So
shit, I've taken tonight.
fuck, that was far.
Whee!
Meanie.
Eeny, meeny,
Oh,
miny,
come on, you
man.
Egyptian cocksucker.
Birdie.
Go to you.
This is a whole new side of Claire I haven't seen.
Very angry Claire. We have.
Best.
We saw it last time we played golf with friends.
I'm surprised
I've
you
seen,
requested
I've seen it on outside of golf with friends as well. You know.
I was gonna.
Yeah, during Resident Evil she does get a little bit salty at times.
Obviously not to the same extent, but yeah, it has been.
A
visible.
little salty.
I've got a very crude
little
sense of humour that
salty.
most guys can't handle.
You've got
Hey, we don't mind it.
Handle It's just a new side.
You have the same sense of humour as me, dear. Aryan female, Scottish. It's just.
Yep,
I can't deal with.
pretty much. We are not to be trifled with.
Exactly.
Well, I got it in.
I go for all women.
That's the first time Nem's ever got it in though.
It's
That's
the first
the
time
first time he said that.
Okay.
Women are never to be fucked around with.
Go and choke on a rock.
Well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, trust me.
On a sausage.
Go choke on a rock.
Yeah. He's like, how to not choke on it.
Oh, you
I've already had sausages today.
Fuck
Not quite.
Twinkies do not count, name.
Oh, you.
Oh, Nene.
You just fucking hit me.
Detective.
Sorry.
That was Nene's fault.
I will say I'm also not used to them rating like this.
Why do you think I didn't want to play this game?
Oh, I got it. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a hard map.
Damn it.
You lot chose.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I
forced
didn't have a
into it.
say in the matter.
Oh, go deep throat.
Yeah, only detectives chose for the low gravity.
Yes, because it would be funny.
Yeah, I will ask. Can
I
we?
haven't heard one person laugh yet.
Yes, I did. I nearly choked to death laughing.
I haven't played this yet, so can
Calm
I
down,
start on a
Dracula.
normal match, normal gravity, please?
Yeah, we'll do normal balls with you.
I've seen people play with that egg shape. That egg shape goes suck a dick.
Would-
The egg shape is the best of shapes.
We'll do a normal ball with you
It's
then.
the worst times.
Acorn is
Make
the
sure
worst.
they
Yeah.
stay as golf balls.
You'll say it's golf balls for the first round.
I can't even get off the fucking start. Oh, there we go.
Why not? What the fuck, Nene?
Oh, you overshooting motherfucker!
Because I keep bouncing off and getting a reset.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This game has a really boring main menu.
I've
Yeah, it
kind of
does.
got a trap ball.
Well, either
Oh,
way,
wow.
even if I
That's
get
painful. You need to see the doctor about that.
Yeah.
There's
it kind
medication.
out of time.
Oh, there we go.
Last place again.
Why the fuck am I third?
I have no idea.
I should be last.
Because
The game's terrified of it.
It's because me and Nene were literally quite close to each other and everybody else not so much.
Detective, are you gonna switch that gravity off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on classic mode.
Detective,
And,
are you
and
gonna accept
Leon an invite.
Oh yeah.
anyway, I have to go. So
Okie dokie.
Alright, Nene.
See you later.
See you later, Nene.
Alright, Nene. Sleep well, babe.
I feel like this is a daft question. but what's
Sane,
the
are you gonna rejoin us?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
waiting for an
3
invite.
guesses, Leon.
oops.
Considering there's, yeah, you know, Sane's in there, and you know, it says the room name is Boobs Great, so give it a
Yeah,
wild guess.
there's not much.
I did send Leon an invite.
Sophistication behind that one.
Boobs are great.
Yeah, boobs are great. There's no denying that.
Right, I know how to hit the ball now.
As a
How do I
person
jump?
stuck with the goddamn fucking pen permanently on the front of my body, I disagree with that.
And
Detective,
they're also a pain in the arse.
What's
when
up?
you're jogging.
have you sent an invite or did it?
Oh, sorry, mate.
My invite isn't
Yeah,
working,
well,
so I need to
no,
restart
when
again.
on a
I
job,
have,
yes, I would agree with
Did I
that.
press the right button?
It can be very painful many times a
Sometimes I
year.
press the wrong
I'm
button.
sorry, but they're not great at all. They're
Yes,
fucking
I did
awful.
press yes on the invite. Go away, game.
Do we need?
Arse.
You don't
I
want to
think-
try and run too fast, otherwise you'll give yourself 2 black eyes.
I think my game broke, so I'm just gonna restart it.
Okay, can you send me an invite?
I did.
I know, but I couldn't.
I'm gonna
There you
use
go.
your invite
I was
because my
still
game kind of broke.
restarting it. Accept. There we go. Boobs.
Give me a second,
Babies.
and Not even in the main menu yet.
There we go.
Big old bitties.
Okay, now.
Detective, check Twitter. I've just shared the stream. Look at what.
Oh, what's he done?
You can send now. Now I'm in.
Okay, I like that.
What do I want to know?
Just look at the latest tweet, pretty much.
What's he put, a pair of tits or something?
No.
You can send
Not
one
this
in right
time.
now. because
Okay.
I'm not sure Ned knows what a pair of tits looks like.
Thank you.
Well, he just looks down. He's got a pair of moobs anyway.
Fuck you.
That's the max of-
Well, I'm saying that for myself as well. I got moobs, so.
Said boobs.
No.
Oh shit.
So we're gonna do a Forest Classic with no mods for the moment. That'll be next game. So everybody ready?
Welcome back,
Yep.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
I'm
right,
not
yes.
seeing anything apart from. What did you write? Because I'm not seeing
I wrote
anything.
golf with friends, and there was a little GIF underneath it.
Say again.
I wrote golf with friends, put the link to the stream, and there's a little GIF underneath it.
Oh shit.
Nothing.
R.
For some reason.
Ah, butts. Ah, butts.
Do you want me to
no.
tag you in it?
Oh!
Motherfucker.
I'll tag you in it, Ronnie.
It's alright, I found it now.
Found it?
Fucking dinosaur trying to get in there. Look it! I can't believe he's in a dinosaur costume trying to get in a golf cart. What a twat.
Hole in one!
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Who got a
hold
hole in
on. There's only 2 people who didn't.
Oh, it's a
Do we
rolling
have
thing.
jumping on?
No.
What does the hole do?
Oh, you fall in
Provides
it.
pleasure.
There we go. I got par.
Bogey!
There we go.
Oh, same.
Every fucking time!
And there's Scaro stuck on the ledge again.
No, I'm not stuck on any edge. I'm in the hole.
Yeah, no, you know, okay.
This
Second
feels
place,
so
holy
weird
shit,
compared to
what
the
is
weird
this?
You are taking him round a normal course as a first run, aren't you?
Yeah, this is completely vanilla.
Sure.
Hole in one.
I didn't do power enough.
No.
They might actually win this.
Thanks to hell on my laptop, Sherry says. No.
Yeah, we found that out last time. I was like, God damn it.
First place, holy fucking Christ.
Right,
They might actually win this.
Come on, just a bit. No, fuck you, game.
Part.
Part.
Par.
Everyone just get fucking par. Besides Leon.
No, Leon got a hole in one.
Nice.
Okay, there's a hole.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you gotta remember there's a gap there.
Ah!
Nay, 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 nay.
Okay, this is where I lose all my points.
No.
Par.
Good, Nam. Good.
Oh, you suck a fuck.
Hey!
How you suck a fuck? You like
Don't
put a
ask.
straw in between two
Don't
people having
ask.
sex?
Anything
Loads of
she
practice.
says, do not ask. Just leave it to
I
it.
want to know where logic
game.
comes from. No.
There is
Hole
no
in one
logic.
on the second.
There is no logic.
whatsoever.
Anal hand job.
How do you hand job
I
Uranus?
don't want to know what you do on the weekend.
You stick your finger in it.
But that's fingering, not hand jobs.
Yeah, that's anal. Yeah, that's anal. I think that's another way of
I know,
saying
I
fisting.
know. I have
Okay.
an explanation for an anal hand job. Take a magic hand, put it in your anus, and use that to give a hand job to someone else.
I'm not even gonna go into
Hand
that.
job.
That's an anal hand
So what he's pretty much saying
Damn
is
it, there
fish
goes
your
my
ass,
first place.
Don't ask
fish
for
your
the
ass,
explanation
and then let
next
someone
time.
stick their dick in your ass with your fist in it.
Stick a dick in your ass.
Gotcha.
That would work too.
Oh,
I don't want to know about your sexual preferences, thank you.
It's like a dick in a box.
Hi, Leon.
Oh, I got bogey.
Then blow your fucking nose.
I did blow my nose earlier.
Joke.
Oh, John.
It was my joke, Nem, not yours.
That Saint's not gonna. Come on, Saint.
Dave, you're too
Insane.
powerful for this.
Right, pink ball.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late to the party meeting.
It's part of gay pride.
Dave, you're too powerful.
Oh yeah, was it London Pride on at some point? God damn.
This week, innit?
Yeah, it's something like that. I think it's this weekend.
Oh, yes, this can be glorious.
Oh, cock munch.
Yes, no, fuck you, game.
I'll just roll down this.
Oh, butt cheeks.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm defeated by a platform that spins.
Yeah, I was too.
This is the fucking move.
Your ball bloody moves with it. That's the main issue.
Playing golfing with friends, not Kerbal.
I know, but it's the same idea. See?
I keep
I
accidentally hitting the ball.
I remember doing this one when you're late.
Go on, Leon.
Oh, god damn.
I've
That-
totally screwed myself with this one.
There we go.
Physics, Leon. It's not that
I've accidentally hit the ball about 4 times on this one.
Leon's starting to grasp why we rage so much while playing this.
Myself, I'm pissed off with. I bloody kept clicking by accident.
It's a windmill.
I'm done with my dinner.
Oh, I went too far.
Hole in one, motherfucker.
There we go. Par.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Par.
Oh!
Yeah, you went too far like I did, Zane.
Spin, spin, come on.
Oh, no, game.
Right round.
Yes, 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 yes. I think.
Bogies.
Mid sky.
Boogies.
Okay, now this is my first place.
Bye!
come on, let me move,
Move, bitch, get out the way!
Yes. Oh shit, I'm gonna be touched.
Pa.
Oh!
Far.
Scar was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be
I can
touched.
do that one. Every time.
If you like my body and you
Use
think
that
I'm
thing to
sexy.
Take me round as well.
Damn it.
Did actually sort it out and figure it out.
See the Finger Boys playing.
The finger bus is coming.
God damn it, Nam.
How am I behind Nam?
Ooh, I like this look. This could be fucking cool. Let's do this. Yeah, boy.
Hey, I'm following you, Max. Right in front of it.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'm so bullshit.
There we go, double bogey.
Fucking all of us are fucking. Oh no, I'm actually leading. Yay.
Damn it, I was second.
Oh, we don't have jumping, so we can't do that. God damn it.
What are we doing? Oh.
We gotta go over.
Yeah, I can jump.
Oh,
There's it.
hell.
Yes.
Yay, birdie!
Oh, what
No! Why?
He popped over.
Oh shit, face monkey nuts!
There we go.
Oh!
Because
Bastard anal!
where is Sparrow? Sparrow.
There's something really wrong with
This is
that.
my lead.
Hmm.
Because I'm playing this fucking
Of course
game.
there's something really wrong with Nem. It's Nem.
Alright.
Get no, more strokes. More strokes. There you
stroke.
go.
Stroke.
Good.
It's
Good.
pretty fucking amusing imagining the
Oh,
fucking.
Nam is on this correct place once again.
Go eat a dick.
Oh,
You
what?
first.
Nearby, so sorry.
Oh, nearly a hole in one. Goddamn.
Oh, no,
Birdie.
Come on. Fuck.
We all took the same route.
What the fuck? There's a saw blade.
Perfect.
Ah!
Oh, Scar is the one who got more strokes.
I'm still in the lead, you fucks.
me and Sane are the same.
Oh boy, this could be cool. Whoa! Bye bye, Gully. Bye bye, Claire. Oh shit, you actually ran them really good.
Which one is it again?
Oh, piss peanuts.
There we go.
Oh shit!
Eagle.
Oh, I
Yay.
was on the rim.
Ah, nice one.
Oop. Hi guys.
Fuck.
Land in front of us all.
Oh,
Bogey. Goddamn.
Past me. Everything I know is a lot more.
Oh, Claire's gone in ahead of me. Good, 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 Claire. Keep going ahead. Oh, butt peanuts.
Oh, jockstrap.
Oh, perfect! I'm on top!
Did you say I'm a fap?
No, but you can think I did.
Oh, suck major dick.
No!
Stroke! Got more strokes!
Scarro's having a heart attack. Birdie.
No!
Oh, fuck you!
Ah, fuck you.
Scarro went down the wrong hole.
No!
Oh no! You fucking peanut.
Sparrow, tip. This is about patience. There you go.
Hi, Leon. Oh no!
I see 2 blue bubbles.
I can't believe it. I have been surpassed. Oh, I'm not
believe it's
I'm
not
saying
bad.
you're still in the same place as me. Ha, ha, ha.
Yes! First
I mean,
place!
I can't believe it. I was first.
Yeah, and then you did the normal thing you do.
You went down.
Oh, monkey.
Oh!
Where were you and monkeys?
I was watching Bloody the Age the other day.
Pa.
All in one.
Game.
Nice, Leon. High five.
Birdie.
Oh god, I remember that level.
Not that insane.
What we on so far? 2 more holes. Oh!
Go on now.
So many loot crates.
Come on, then, get your black ball in there.
Double bogey.
Lol.
Oh, this one goes suck it.
This one can fucking choke on a chode.
Nah, if you do it smart. 2, 1.
But
I remember this one. I hate this one.
And birdie!
Oh, seriously,
fucking hate it.
suck
It
dick.
is so easy if
Double
you know
bogey.
what.
You have to take it slow.
Yeah. Boogie.
The first one you go around.
Oh, I've been no, I've not been.
Second one, if you get it right, it's just right into the hole.
Oh, fuck.
now Leon's known how much this one sucks.
Leon, go sideways. Take one stroke to go slightly
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
I've stopped playing this.
It might be best to let Leon figure it out for himself, Zane.
Well, you got on track, I guess. Oh, never mind.
Go sideways.
There we go.
There we go. Like the power.
Oh, there we go.
Right, I have 4 points to
What the
catch
hell is
up
that in the
to.
background?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh no, it took me off the thing. You dingle nut.
Oh,
Okay, I wasn't expecting to be fucking.
Oh, what the hell? That's not fair.
No! No!
Bogey.
Being bullied by the game.
Let me pass the game. Oh,
Oh, you
perfect.
fucking twat.
Oh, that's perfect. That's I hope.
Oops.
Hi, logs. Bye, logs.
There we go. Trickle onto it. There you go.
Ah, shite.
That's better. You got it.
just
Watch the
exactly.
fucking logs. You have to try and.
First place.
As long as I don't get last, I don't care.
That's
That'll be
impossible.
me.
That's my place.
Wait. Yeah.
Go.
Basically.
Ooh, nice shot, detective. Well done.
Very close, though.
Oh, I think Declare get out strokes.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking battle of dicks.
Hey, it wasn't last.
Far total.
Oh,
Has everybody else done it? Or
Yeah, everybody else has done it now.
So who are you waiting for?
oh, they've done it now. Yes, I remember doing that level. Fucking hated it.
Why not with jumping?
One of the levels that convinced me to get rid of the damn game. Well, not get rid of it, but take it off, uninstall it. Yeah, I stopped playing it at that point. And then they did those 2 levels, and it was like, that's it, I've had it. I ain't playing that anymore.
She's like, screw you guys, I'm out again.
Are we gonna
Go ball.
jumping?
No jumping.
How'd you jump?
Oh god, my
You click the button.
Have that.
You tap the mouse.
You
button.
click, yeah, you click the button.
Oh fuck, is that a library?
Oh, you have to be moving before you can jump, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah, otherwise you just bounce in place.
No, otherwise you'll shoot.
I want to know when those new maps are coming out on Battlegrounds.
Oh fuck, that's a high jump.
Yeah, same.
So is everybody ready?
yeah, right.
Alright. Let's go!
Let's go.
It's a me, Mario.
Oh no, huh?
Luigi.
Luigi, Mario. Mario.
Hey, there's your...
Luigi. We don't want Mario.
Hey, Nem, there's your goat.
I want just gone.
I'm not gonna fuck that,
No,
alright?
no, no, sleep.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Nene's gone to sleep.
I'm pretty sure we look
There you go.
away
You
for
said-
a minute.
You said no.
You'll
And he's
be
gone
off.
to sleep. There you go. Sorry.
Oh, spooky.
There you go.
It's spoopy.
This is Saint's house on the weekend.
Yeah.
If Saint's house is this well decorated, I'll go over there.
Like a fucking Mario Kart level.
Day. Not just the weekend.
Oh wow, what the hell?
What the fuck is going on in the background?
Okay, somebody want to tell me if this is Saint's house? Why is
that's
everything
AJ.
upside down?
He's in Narnia.
Oh, what the hell?
AJ.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still here. You're giving a. There's weird sounds coming from you,
There is indeed.
and very loud ones.
It actually sounded like you
Yeah,
were sneezing.
Probably gunfire. I'm playing a game.
It sounded like more like
Invisible
sneezing.
floating chairs.
Like,
Or that, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh wow, I went on to the other course.
what is this? Why did I suddenly stop?
Oh yeah, collisions are on.
I almost got all in one.
Oh,
That's
glare.
why I'm lagging so much.
Oh, so close, Gully.
Hey. This definitely reminds me of something out of Mario Kart.
It's me, Mario.
Stole my joke.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with it.
Oh wow.
That's all it was. I'll come over there and bitch slap you.
That just suddenly stopped me mid.
Oh, who smacked into me?
Stop moving, you son of a bitch.
Hey,
No!
Oh, fuck you, detective. Fuck you.
Okay.
I was literally like a fucking couple of centimeters away from you, knocked me away from the hole. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I am that in this game.
The only game you can be that in.
Yes!
Oh, come on, you camel humper.
Fuck you.
Poor
Yes.
camel. What the fuck did the camel do wrong?
Well, it's better than fucking a camel than them.
Humps to hump.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shut up, Sam.
The humps, the humps, the humps. The sexy camel humps.
My lovely camel humps.
Oh god. Oh no, it's this one.
I need a button so I can go see what the map looking looks like. I don't even know where I'm aiming this.
One is the correct hole.
Oh, I was there! Bullshit game!
Like 2 holes. Which one is the right one?
The one with the fucking flag in it.
There are 2 flags.
This one, the one I'm
Where
with.
are you going?
Right here!
Yeah.
Here!
Almighty
Fuck, I think I went to the wrong.
Am I the right one?
Oop.
Oh, I think I'm the right one.
No,
Hey.
no. Oh well. Fuck you, game.
Double bogey.
Gully is. Oh, there we go. Gully is going.
Oh, fuck you, game.
Double bogey.
No, fuck you, game.
Got a birdie.
Anybody know where to go?
Yes.
The one before par.
Aha! This is my table.
Oh shit, where's?
Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, you're near it now. Oh.
So far, that's the hardest part, is knowing where the fucking course is.
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah, wait, honestly, it gets worse.
They didn't finish the one. Oh.
Unfortunately.
Where the hell are you supposed to be going on this one? Holy fuck. Oh, monkey. No.
Oh, thank you, whoever budged me.
Where the fuck are we going?
Over here, where I am.
Yeah.
If the lag would stop, then I can actually aim and shit.
Yes!
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, I tried to...
Par! I got par.
No. Why did I push you? Oh, thank God.
Par.
Fucking Claire just goes to the moon now.
There's a wee!
It's easier if you go a bit sideways so you can make a bigger gravity line. Or shoot it to the left.
I believe Leon.
Use the left wall to get a better angle.
I think that's
No,
gonna
no,
make
no.
much of a difference.
No,
Otherwise,
make it
try and jump over.
degrees. Sorry, 45-degree angle to the left.
It's not going to do it. I don't think with the angle.
Yeah.
Trick shot.
No. Try and jump over the walls to the flag post. There we go.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Asshole.
Gotta go up and over the fireplace, I am assuming, to get over to the. Oh, there you go. Just done it.
Okay, where's my hole? Oh, whoa. We're having a fucking diner, sir.
Yeah, where the hell are we going on this? Oh, not me!
Has anyone found where we're meant to be going?
Yes!
Where I am.
Oh!
Yeah, it's good saying that, but I can't see it.
You can see my name.
Follow that trolley.
No.
Oop, birdie. This level is easy.
Hey, birdie.
Yeah, it says the person who's finished.
Yeah, this one is
Bogey.
Claire, that's not the there you go. That's the right way.
Oh, son of a... Don't go back! Don't go back! No!
There's Nem.
Arsehole!
Yeah, follow the food trolley, basically.
Follow the yellow brick road. Gully's still back at the start, I think.
I'm getting some wild feeling that you can jump on the fucking service wagon, whatever.
Well done, Leon.
Here he says testing game BRB.
I know.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it. That's for tomorrow, I think that game's for.
6 away from me. Oh dear.
Oh, that's bad. That's too bad.
Oh, have you tried out Battlegrounds today yet, Nem?
No.
That patch has made so much difference.
I know the time.
I haven't tried it yet either. I was going to ask.
What's that?
So much better.
It's made it so much smoother.
Good.
Oh,
I'll have to try it.
okay.
I'll try it.
Why you do this?
Oh well, that worked. Birdie.
I did see the patch.
Oh, that's a
I
super
downloaded it, but I didn't know.
Oh my goodness, I feel fucking scared. My heart is
Fuck
stopping.
monkey.
Where do you and monkeys?
Nem likes monkeys.
Don't take Nem to zoo.
Nem likes to spank the monkey.
Then you almost got spooked.
Come on, roll back.
Oh.
Oh well, I can't afford. Okay.
Closing in, my dude. Okay, there's my hole.
Oh, you fucking ass bonger.
Oh, fuck, that did not go down.
Oh, you smacked me.
Leon, you hit me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you actually got me right.
That was not bad at all.
Oh.
No.
Oh, fuck in the hole.
Oh yeah.
Bogey.
Somebody knocked him off.
Yeah.
Bogey.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Come on, just a bit more. Come on, I believe.
Full power.
Oh,
Saint,
come
full
on, you
power.
lopsided tit.
Full power. That's where I went.
Yes, you're on it, you're on. Yes, keep bouncing, my dude. My dude.
My dude?
Tactic?
Yes,
Do what?
Come on, don't sit back, boss
On
forward.
my screen, Scar's not doing anything except jumping.
For
from
once,
six
I'm not
spots.
lost.
Said,
Come on,
well
keep
done, detective.
Thank you.
Forward.
What the?
Dude,
You
you're not.
should stop it.
Scaro, I would give up on that if I were you.
New game. I'm actually stuck here, I think.
Oh, there we go.
I lost so much strokes on that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, I think.
No!
Yes! You get 4 strokes. Yes, I'm still first.
On 1.5 here.
Fucking Nora's Scaro. That was terrible. How many times did you bounce?
Oh, dickweed!
The thing, though. Bounce!
Only
Yes!
bloody trust you
Bouncing,
are,
buddy.
though.
Get on the coffin.
Oh, go lick your ring piece.
Fucking stop bouncing, goddammit.
God damn.
Who got me out of the way there? Someone smacked
Oh, fucking hell!
Oh, come on, you demon fucker.
Oh no.
Or something.
Where the hell did it bounce you off to there, detective? Wow.
Oh fuck.
Right.
Oh, fuck, I think I bounced a bit. Oh, no. Actually, this fuck. I'm dead.
Yeah.
There we go.
As long
Yeah,
as you get at least 5 strokes, Scarrow, I'm happy.
Double bogey.
Oh wow, you were so
Oh,
close.
yes!
Nice.
What?
Yay!
Oh,
Over.
mother, pass bucket. Really?
Hey, your big black ball's in my way.
Ah, I'm not gonna finish.
Yeah, Nem's balls have necrosis by now.
I'm not finishing.
No, you wouldn't with the ball necrosis.
Oh, are those like...
Alright, I'm out of strokes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh what? You needed a bit
Yeah, no,
more.
this one really just fucked me.
Yeah. There are those holes that just completely
There
bang
was
you
a bit
over.
of a fucker to get round as well.
Oh, mother, bucket.
Hey, detective.
There's ain't.
Blood
No!
boost.
No, fuck you, game.
Fucking bit.
What the hell?
I was back, you bastard.
Well,
Oh.
stroke I lost.
Keep bouncing, you fuck.
Double bogey.
Saying just bully Scar.
Let's just all just hit Scarro.
Oh, that
Oh.
sucks.
Why me?
Because you were the one that I could see on my screen.
We're still at the same place as Scarrow.
Johnny's trying to. Oh, nearly, Johnny.
Oh, so close.
Rest in peace. I will
Detective is
catch up,
closing in,
insane.
No, you wouldn't.
It's
You're
my life goal right now.
Oh no.
Fucking goat's ass.
Fucking,
No.
yeah, of course you would. Fucking straight at the goat you were.
No! Okay, that actually somehow works.
Oh, so close to the hole. God damn.
Yeah.
Par.
Oh!
Yeah.
Four! That was amazing! Oh, Scarrow, you gained one! It's because I tried to be
fuck
cheeky and lost a shot.
I'll be catching up to you, baby.
Catching up to you, baby.
Oh. Oh, baby.
Elvis.
I went back home, baby. Oh.
Elvis the pelvis.
Deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I don't know if I could eat peanut butter and jelly.
How can you not like peanut butter?
Oh,
It's
peanut
love
butter is
peanut butter. I
amazing.
don't know if I could eat peanut
So
butter
good
and
for you as
jelly.
well.
Oh, peanut butter and grape jam is amazing.
Lowers volume because Sane is
Yeah.
making my headache worse. Sorry, Sherry says.
Oh, I'll move my mic.
I'm surprised it's Sane and not me making it worse.
I'll lower my mic.
I went through the goat's crack.
I was told I was low at first, so this is better, guys.
Advanced tactics.
You are a little bit loud. That's why I turned everybody down a little bit.
No, then tell me. I can lower myself down.
Yay, birdie! Yay!
Stream saying you were quiet in the stream, so don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, fucking tree branch.
Oh, what the fuck? Aha, I'm back on the map, you scrubs. I know. Oh, shit.
Oh, I am made of this suck right now.
No, yeah.
And from what I've just listened to, he's still quiet compared to everybody else.
What?
I don't know why. Because I can hear him completely fine in the street, in the call. That's what I don't get.
I don't know.
Sorry, I've I honestly.
Well, I'm going down here. Oh.
Sven, are you sure that was the right way?
Compared to everybody else.
Whoa!
Oh, fuck only knows.
How the fuck did I not see that?
Yeah, I only stumbled upon it because I went the wrong way.
Yeah.
How long did you set
There's
the
a
timer
rat
for,
there.
Wait,
There's
Zane?
Go
I-
from the start and get a hold of it.
How long did you set the timer for on the group hug thing?
I added 10 seconds to the initial time.
That sounds about right.
Thank you.
Because every time someone joins, it extends the timer, and it started with 15 seconds, and everyone that joins adds 3 seconds, I think.
Okay.
Right, fair enough.
And I increased it to 25 seconds. And
Brilliant.
Capped,
So it's just there's been a lot of people who
rubber
said, "Oh shit," do you know what I mean? It's like obviously when I'm doing the
Yeah.
beads, do you know what I mean? Literally, the group hug came up. I couldn't get to it because I'd literally got a handful of beads. I needed to put the beads down, and by the time I'd put them down and that, it had already finished. Do you know what I mean? So just wanted to, a few people had said, "Is there any way we could just make it that a bit longer?" So I said I'd ask.
Indeed.
Wasn't having a go, Sharon.
Oh, nearly.
Saying, I just listened in again, and it for some reason we don't know why, but Sane's being.
No, Jerry, continue to open your mouth. I want to know if I'm loud because
I'm not sure how I feel about saying to my girlfriend to continue to open her mouth.
Don't worry about it, Sherry. We'd rather know that if anybody's loud or quiet, then no one say anything.
The thing is, if it's not coming up the same, do you know what I mean? I've just
Everyone's
listened in.
yeah,
It's
everyone's
still
system's
different.
different.
So you know.
Don't worry about it, Sherry. I'd rather you say something than nothing at all.
Yeah. You're the one that's watching, not us. So if it's not good for you as the viewer, then we need to change that.
Oh shit! It is new ball. It's a new hole. Fucking hole!
It could be the headsets, Sherry. Even.
Yeah, but then still, we want her to have a good view.
Birdie.
Birdie. Fly away, birdie. Yay, boy. Hey.
Oh!
Wow.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it was such a good shot.
You ain't taking the
It
boys.
was a sick shot. I got it in one go.
You've got out this bloody room by now.
From the other side of that small wall. In the center.
Where now?
This way!
Oh God, Zane.
Oh, penis.
Ah!
What the hell?
You knocked me out of the way.
Fucking bounce me back, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that was
Come
definitely
on,
knocked me out
look
of the
at
way.
that. Keep going, Slave. Come on.
I wasn't having a go. So there was no need. Yeah, don't be getting stressed. Ain't no need for it.
Oh, come on.
Slimes everywhere, man.
There we go.
Yay! No! Game, no!
I ain't doing this one.
Push me back.
Oh no!
Yeah, I ain't doing this one.
Fucking.
That's better.
Ah, I can't get the angle.
Okay, fine. I'll fucking try something else then.
Where's the fucking?
Ah, there we go.
See where you've got to get to.
Yes. This is. No.
Yeah, I bookcase.
No, I ain't doing this. I'm not gonna get.
Okay, I can't see the actual flag.
You'll see it on my stream in a sec.
Oh, there it is behind the plate. Yeah.
That works.
So far.
Whee! Hey, Leon's
No,
got
wait,
it.
you still have to.
Oh, I was right there on 12.
Oh, fuck you.
Motherfuck.
Oh, Scaro. Oh, come on. More strokes.
Come on, Sky, stroke
2
it more.
more strokes.
No!
Yes! One more stroke! Come on!
Stroke it more, Sky.
Game.
No, he's not gonna make it.
He's not
Max,
making it.
come on! 30 seconds!
No,
Keep going! Keep
119
going!
followers as well there, detective. Nice one.
20 seconds!
Fuck you, game.
You can do this! You can
All right, then, guys, get on with it. You can do it. Come on.
Oh wow, what the hell happened there?
Commander's lost his voice.
Oh, what the? Oh.
Come on.
Wow, I'm in first.
No!
Eating slimy stuff in a bottle. Oh, there's a pin in that one. Oh no, you ran out of time. Oh no.
Oh,
Detective's
cocksack.
taken first slot.
I ain't gonna hold on to that.
Hello? Ja, vi det. Jag vet inte.
Ah, shit.
Fuck you, game!
I'm not getting enough power.
Okay, this actually worked.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
These fucking levels are bloody long level, man. Fuck's sakes.
Hi.
Oh, come on, trick shot it.
The cobwebby shit.
Yeah, double bogey.
Stop! No, stop! Ah, no!
Catching up again, boys.
Nope.
Well done,
We're
detective.
getting away from me.
I'm surprised at
Oh,
that.
no, just across the edge. Oh, yeah, he got it. Wait, detective got it.
I landed on.
Oh.
Oh, no, you did. You went. Oh, no.
I landed on the book
rolled
over
you off.
there.
It was where it rolled you off, so you got the problem.
Way.
It rolled you down between the books, mate.
Yeah, but the books are angled so that you fall down this way.
No, where you actually went down, it went wrong.
Ah, bullshit.
That's the side you need to go on. That's it. There you go. You're on the right side now.
It's closing in again.
Yay.
Where the hell do we go?
I'm never getting first place on here.
Oh, wow. You were the last one as well. Damn.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Stop jamming, you tosser!
Oh, that was the entirely wrong map.
The cobweb on this one. See where it goes, guys.
Oh, there's no chance in
Round on that
fucking
one.
hell on
That's
this.
it. So watch it. Oh, shit, detective, wrong way.
Oh.
Oh,
Got
I was
go
landing. I
round
landed
to
on a
the
different
right
hole.
from the looks of it.
I will be capturing it.
Get.
Fuck you, detective.
Around to the right.
Yeah, I
guys.
can see it.
Aha! No! No! No.
Oh,
Rock that jar!
that's saying having problems.
There you go. Go on.
Oh, damn.
Boo earns.
Oh!
I would say boo earns.
Thought you got that then. I must have known.
How did you end up there?
Oh, damn.
That was a smart strat.
No, that was
Yeah,
sorry.
I
That
saw
was
it
bounced
today.
out.
Oh, never mind.
Come on. Oh
Sane's not
shit,
doing
Sane,
this,
you
he's
still
not
back
doing
there?
this.
Oh babe.
He's trying to do a trick shot.
Bounce, Sane, bounce.
I'm not gonna make
Hey,
that.
don't be
Oh,
trying to
Bounce
cheat.
it in your mouth.
Use the spider
I
web.
just got-
Hell!
It's quiet, so I don't know whether I should be worried or
Trying
not.
to cheat. That's cheating, Sane. Go the right way round.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, no, he went off.
Hey, this game hates me.
Sod.
Sane, you're literally taking my fucking place from 2 rounds ago.
Wow.
What the fuck are you doing, saying?
I.
I
was
don't
trying
know.
to cheat.
Oh,
He was actually
What
trying
the
to cheat.
hell?
oh, damn.
Back on the shortcut.
He's only got one. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're gonna die.
So
Bye-bye.
only needs-
Out of time.
Out of strokes.
Well.
Yeah,
Where's the hole now?
Oh, we gotta go up the fucking vagina.
Whee! Oh,
Is
fuck,
he
my
out of
fucking
strokes?
fuck. Oh, fuck.
Vagina! No, out of time.
Oh, out of time. Oh dear.
Oh, bollocks!
Hi, Sane. Oh shit, I'm gonna get guillotined.
Ah!
Keep overshooting.
Fucking
brother.
hit me.
Claire, why
Okay.
did you hit me?
Someone
I
hit me.
believe him! Oh, fuck you!
Saying you're a twat.
Why?
You
Oh,
fucking hit me again.
No! And I hit on your fucking...
Oh, come on, you haunted fucking ghost hole.
Oh yes.
Well, that was just...
Why does my ball stop rolling suddenly?
Pa.
Bogey.
Nice one. Watch out for the invisible. Oh, so it's supposed to be
Oh, well,
ghosting
I'm
axis.
retaining my second place at least, I guess.
That one
Oh,
level.
Nice one. Nice one, detective.
That was quite an amazing shot. Ooh, I won again.
Shot, mate.
I just learned again.
I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Cool.
Nice one. I saw that as well. Has Leon got his? Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
Yeah,
roll.
I was the first to do it on that one.
It has not taken me
Oh,
long
well
to realize that I'm on.
I won. I won. Woo.
Oh, no,
Yay!
Level.
I'm gonna change the colour of my ball because me and Gully are the same sort of blue.
Yeah.
Yes, I've noticed. That's why I keep getting confused with you two. I wasn't sure.
Hang on,
Is
what
it-
colour is everyone?
Have I got
Alright, I
time
know
to
what
nip
I
for
do.
a pee before the next round starts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pee as well.
Your bed,
Cheers.
Leon.
Right, guys, bathroom breaks, BRB.
Fine, I don't
Can I have an
have
invite again?
Wires.
Just I'll just invite you quick.
Metal Gear! Fucking hell.
Say orange, red, anything like yeah. It's a
Which
different colour.
ones? Where's Leon? There we go.
I've
Yellow.
got an invite. Fuck off.
Oh, you got another one.
You could have had yellow as well, couldn't you?
There you go. I'm
Oh
red.
God, the
Alright.
bright
Okay.
on orange.
Okay, everybody, take a pee break.
Red now, yeah? Looking out for a red one this time. Oh, cheers for telling me that. That's not. Oh wow, that's a hell of a red. Yep. Okie dokie.
This way.
I am red in honor
Yay.
of Sherry's XCOM character. There you go.
Oh.
There we go.
I was interested to hear the comments as well about the new screen. Did you like that then? Yes, Leon, I presume.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, I like the new overlays and whatnot.
Screen, yeah. I must admit, he did an awesome job of that. Once I kind of, had a quick word with him and kind of just got a bit adjusted.
Okie dokie, I'm going to go and take a pee, go and get another drink, and we'll be right back.
Oh.
I'm just shooting the balloons.
Yeah, he did
To
it.
join you? Oh shit! I can play bowling. Bowling! Strike!
Leon.
What did he say? I can hear what?
Bowling. There's
Oh.
a bowling alley.
I fucking strike!
Ah,
That's
right,
it.
got it. Right. I
Wait,
see.
did you just shoot the last balloon out?
I don't know. Wait, did I?
Leon!
I didn't mean to. I was just trying to hit the balloon.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Silly.
Oh,
We don't have nice things
I
anyway.
am going to let Wise know what you all said and that as well, that you really did like them and that, so I will pass it on. I have actually moved up his box on my stream as well, the information underneath.
Exploring the outside of the
TWD.
Let me follow you.
TWD.
Hi.
What's TWD?
The Walking Dead.
Ah, yeah.
I wanna play with this. I wanna play
Season
with this.
3 won't fucking load properly. Oh dear.
I want to play with this.
But yeah, I am going to pass it on. But yeah, I moved the box up so that people
Oh, you got
kind of
season 3
see
now,
the
Sarah?
information about him a bit clearer. I need to also add a piece as well for Raven for the overlay.
Speaking of The Walking Dead, I'll need to wear my Negan t-shirt.
I take it it's DVD then, Sherry, yeah?
Game.
Oh, 50.
Okay.
Video game, I think.
Oh no!
Oh! We went in there at the same time, Scarrow.
Right, I'm ready when anyone,
Oh, fuck you.
anyone else is.
I don't know if she's on about game or video game. What she's
Ah!
I think it's probably the video game.
If it is, if it's digital, then I'd contact somebody. If it's a disc, is it got anything on it? Is there a mark on it, or Gully? Have you got any car polish? If you're very, very careful, you can remove the car polish, but you've got to be really careful doing it.
It was a gift from Doc and I can't play it.
Oh, is that an actual disc, Sherry?
Oh, did he get you on?
Steam
Steam.
version, probably.
Oh, it's the Steam version. Shit. Might not. It's a.
I don't think a laptop would
It's
take
the,
it.
hang on. What's the thingy for it? Do we know what the system requirements are on that?
Probably more than what she's got,
I was
unfortunately.
going to say it could be that your system's just not up to it, babe.
I know, I'm going to next
Wait,
one.
where is it?
This way.
100.
Uh,
Yay.
What's
have it.
this? Where's it?
What is it? Season 3, isn't it? She's on about season 3. Okay, which one's season?
Yay! Got it there.
Then
Okay.
what is this thing that I found?
Which one's season 3? Because I'm only seeing one that says season 2 at the minute.
What is this?
The others
The
are
one
all
that says
kind
season
of-
3.
It's like a control
It doesn't
thing.
say it. That's the problem. One says the New Frontier. One says the Mahone fucking Dubry.
I want to press E.
Pronounce Michonne.
Oh!
Was the C.
Oh!
Yes, 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 yes.
You can put it further or closer.
No, fuck you. I want to have it farther away.
No, closer.
Full speed!
Alright, further.
Windows XP Service Pack 3, Core 2 Duo, 2 GHz, 3 GB of RAM, ATI on video card with 512 MB RAM, DirectX 9, 3 GB available space, and DirectX 9 OC.
I just
I've
swished the
got
25
there.
then.
There's a piece on the bottom I'm looking
Hey,
at.
let's try it.
my own Telltale miniseries or whatever, there's a little note on the bottom of that does actually say not recommended for Intel integrated graphics.
He's going
It's
for
New
it.
Frontier, is it, Gully?
Yeah, that's not possible from that. From that.
Oh shit! I got 25.
Yeah, max speed. I can't even hit the
Oh, I got
bottom
50.
line. I need to get closer.
All right, I hit 25. What are you
50
trying to do?
Yeah, it says it on there as well.
Yeah, and I
Shit.
couldn't in.
It's not going to work, Sherry. I don't think, judging
Oh, no.
by the system requirements, I don't think it's actually going to run on your laptop, babe.
50.
50.
It does actually say not recommended for Intel integrated graphics, and it needs DirectX 11 sound device.
What the hell?
8 gigs of available space. DirectX version 11, NVIDIA GTS 450 Plus with a 1.2 terabyte, gigabyte, sorry, VRAM,
Ah,
100.
excluding
my ball
GT.
randomly goes straight up.
You may
Yeah, that
not be able
happens to me a
to
second
get it,
ago.
Sherry. Unfortunately, you might have to wait until you kind of get. It'll stay on your Steam library anyway, but you may have to wait until you get something a bit better to run it on.
Can't believe they're bringing fucking Bubsy back.
Detective.
Oh, 100!
I think
Oh,
he's
thank you,
still in the
God.
bathroom.
Boy.
He's still in the bathroom, isn't he?
I wasn't sure. That's
I'm
what
gonna switch down this. I'm gonna change the distance again.
you are going to need to look at trying to get hold of another system.
Good.
You're going to struggle with that one,
Sure.
big time.
Oh yeah, that's how I can do it. Oh hey, oh.
It's just not got the things on there.
Ah! Where did it go?
No, I'm busting down. No. Oh shit, you can actually change it from here.
Yeah, you're going to struggle with that one, definitely.
I'm fun with this.
Hey, Dan!
Oh, I went straight up in the air. Oh yeah, bring closer. Thanks, Scar.
Yeah,
Did
just
I
keep
do?
it moving.
Wait, I'm gonna get back up there so
25.
I'm gonna keep.
I'm back.
You can. They
Welcome
said
back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
we did it while it's fucking moving. So.
Alright. Let's take the P screen off.
Back.
Okay, God damn it.
25.
Okie dokie.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
This is really fucking hard to keep moving.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. Ah,
Oh,
Further.
it sucks that you can't get Walking Dead Season 3 working.
The system won't take it.
No.
From what I've just seen of the system requirements, no, it's not.
Nah.
The laptop's just not going to handle it,
What?
oh,
unfortunately.
50!
Oh nice. What does the host button do?
I don't know. That's still under construction. It says 50. Come on.
I believe in you guys. Come on.
Well, all right. Fair enough. You didn't leave, but you started talking again, so
Turn that up.
Oh, 50. Come on. I want that 100.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, yes, yeah. Get all the hosts.
Oh, not that one. That one.
I believe.
50 again. Come on.
I believe my boys.
there you go, Sherry.
I
Dad's
swear.
offering.
The same.
Dad's offering for you to log in on his. And
Oh,
use
you
his.
gotta be kidding me.
Why am I an egg?
The
You're an
more
egg,
minor
I'm a
of you get
fucking
100
cylinder.
points, I'm
I'm an egg. And I
You're
would
what,
like,
hang on?
Detective, can you turn off the collision? Because it makes me lag like crazy.
Yeah, it makes me
Okay,
fucking
that's
insane,
kind
like,
of weird. Why that makes you lag so much.
I don't know either, but it makes me lag.
There you go.
lagging again.
That's better. Thank you.
Right, well, I'm ready. Everyone ready?
Yeah, everybody ready to go?
Leon, did you say you were a colander?
A cylinder.
Ah,
No,
Leon,
but
have you hijacked my
I'm not a
job?
cylinder. You're an
this is-
egg
Ah.
as well.
that's not an egg, that's a cylinder.
That's an egg.
What fucking kind of shaped egg have you been eating?
Cylinder-shaped egg?
The wrong kind.
I think we are different.
I'm telling you right now, on my screen, I was a cylinder.
I was an egg, and you were too.
I was a cube.
Saint's been eating those goose eggs.
Oh no, it's this one. I hate this one.
Fellas, let's do this, boys.
Oh shit, it's an egg too.
Oh shit.
Oh, Paul.
Fuck.
Oh, you fucking rolling egg.
Stupid fucking world again.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of maps on this at the moment.
No, not yet.
I'm okay with par.
Oh shit, I went over.
What kind of crazy chickens do you get over there in England? You don't want to know.
You're right.
Don't want to know, Duke.
Chickens you got over there in England. No, it was a cylinder.
Oh, for God's sake.
He was showing up a cylinder on his screen for some reason.
We get the non-EU kind.
That must be it.
We get the shitty kind, pretty much.
Hey, depends what food the chicken's been eating, okay?
Yay, I finally got it in! And hey, Duke! I know, I think you were here earlier, but I'm just saying hey again, just in case I didn't.
Leon, sorry. Yeah, Leon, hit it harder. Almost, even harder. Okay, from there, Leon. 3 Oh, never mind.
There's really a stroke limit on this mode when we're playing as an egg.
Well, I've got to, otherwise we might get stuck.
That's alright, Duke. No worries, babe. So, welcome back, babe.
I'm just wondering, how would someone interpret everything if they didn't see the stream, they just heard?
Sponsored by Brazzers.
Yeah. Detective, next time put a 50 stroke limit and a time limit of just...
Well, if you want to start over, I can start over if you like, because we're on the first hole.
Okay, so how can somebody interpret what? What are you on about?
To be fair, if you give me 100 strokes, I still wouldn't get that egg in that
How would
hole.
how would you interpret if you didn't see the thing, if you only heard everything?
Although a stroke limit on this makes sure that if
I don't get what you're asking, Commando.
The
What
stream, like, if you heard the stream without seeing it, how would you react? Like, how would you interpret
Why
it?
am I stuck? What would you think? What would you interpret was going on? Just listening.
Shit.
Couldn't see it.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, not enough.
Seriously, stars. Stars.
Stars are good.
Stars at that. What the fuck?
Stars are good because they slide really well.
They got stars in their eyes.
Are we be entering together, my boy?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Fucking stars, man.
Are you having problems there, sir?
Stars.
And there's big ass eggs lying around everywhere. That was some big ass.
It's Yoshi eggs.
Yoshi. Yeah, Yoshi came along and took a dump.
I want to see the chicken that laid them fucking eggs, man.
It's a giant Yoshi.
I think this is gonna be my last match.
That ain't no Yoshi eggs.
Okie dokie.
The back one might be.
We have one more day of school this week, so.
Although it's blue and white, not green and white.
Sorry, they are not Yoshi eggs. I have a Yoshi egg.
Second place with Scaro again.
What?
Not Yoshi eggs.
Oh yeah, this
Where are
one.
we going?
Circles.
This way!
Ah, butts.
Oh, golly. Yay, there you go.
And then this way. Boop, birdie.
Uh-oh.
Birdie.
Fucking boulder knocked me out.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got...
Was he punched by Chris Redfield?
Yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah, start getting more strokes, please.
Why has that gone from a ball shape to a puck now?
It's changing every round.
Ah, puck you.
Yeah, he started ball and then he got hit by one of them big boulders and it turned into a puck.
No, that's because we all were in the same spot and it looked like we were a ball together.
Come on, mother
but
pucker.
I watched him move away and he was still a ball.
First place.
No, then he's...
Oh my god, Nem's in first.
Not a flat
Oh, he'll ruin it, don't worry.
No, I watched it roll.
Oh, we're
honestly saying,
fucking
on the
egg
first
again.
puck, He was a ball.
Shit.
I watched it by the way it rolled as well.
Oh, fuck you, egg muncher.
As soon as he got hit by the boulder, he turned into a puck.
That can't be.
Now he's an egg again.
Bogey!
Watched it do it, and it did it, so...
Whoa. What the fuck?
Oh,
Oh, go.
Out.
Oh, I'm gonna lose so much strokes here.
Hey! Nice one.
There we go.
You Leon. Shit. Fucking...
Whoa.
So
Oh! Oh!
Is he between
Oh
the
my
logs?
god, I'm so happy with that. Man,
Wait,
why
wait,
did you
wait.
still get a shot more than me? I want to be first too. If you only had 2 more
Yeah.
strokes, then we would be number 1 together.
Zane wants to get a first place as well, guys.
I've already had my 2 first places, so I'm
We
fine.
saw it. It was a ball, then a puck. Thank you, Gully.
Yes. Oh, yes.
There we go.
Don't know
I was
why,
hoping
but
to
he
get stuck in the edge.
literally, as it wasn't until that boulder hit him, he turned
Oh,
into
we're
a puck.
acorns now.
Oh, no.
Acorns! Oh no.
God damn it! I didn't
Oh,
even make it to the water.
Yeah, I did first, so I had to do that in 2.
Huh? What? Game! Game! Fuck you! No! You're
Oh
kidding
my
me!
God, look at this. What
I'm
the
stuck!
fuck? They're like spinning tops, man.
Oh,
That's
copper
like a
doodle.
spinning top.
The game broke on me.
Uh-oh.
Why was it done?
Okay, I'm loose. But I jumped into the water
Oh, butts.
and just put me on the ground instead of
Oh,
any
there's no way I'm making this and this. There's just no way.
Oh,
almost.
I have no idea. No, you need to hit it harder than that, detective.
I'm putting it at full power.
Oh, detective!
Oh, that's mad.
Oh, I made it.
Now. Yeah, I smacked you in.
Thank you, Neb.
Oh, I said you got it.
Oh, bastard! I didn't finish.
Oh, nice one, Claire. She got over.
Hey,
There you go.
Hey, that's a life raft.
Finally.
they are like little spinning tops when they're in the water. That's mad.
Cute little,
Go on, get on the
little life
lily
raft.
on the
Saying, are you trying to get up there? Oh,
Yay!
shit.
Over. Nice one, Claire. Well done.
boy.
There she's in.
Oh!
Woohoo.
I'll take
Oh,
that.
Gully's there.
Fuck
You-
me.
Get in there.
Got Gully, Sane,
Damn,
Leon's
4
over.
points. Oh wait, you're already stroked out.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm
Yep,
straight.
Leon's over. Sane's
Yes!
over.
Now we just gotta wait for Gully.
No, it's saying it's only first place.
Got Gully and them to get over.
I'm
Oh, Gully got over.
I would have got over if I hadn't got detective into it.
Thank you, Nem.
You're lovely. You're amazing.
I'm last place. Yay!
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, we're cylinders.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh yes, I'm facing the right way.
No, fuck you, game. Come on, yes. Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, butts.
Oh!
I'm not
oh,
getting.
Oh! No!
What the
Almost.
fuck's that thing?
Shit!
Ooh.
Lost a stroke.
Come on,
goes out
yes,
for the-
yes.
Is that supposed to be tar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't jump in.
Wasn't sure. Oops,
Oh,
Daisy.
fucking Nora.
Side.
Are you guys having problems?
Yes, detective. More strokes.
stroke it, baby.
I don't care. I've won 2 games.
I know. Let the others win first, Jay. Yes, Nem. More strokes.
There we go. I made it over.
Leon's got the front from the looks of it.
Nem is still at the start. Good.
Not still at the start.
Then
Well,
well, say good to them being at the start.
There we go.
Hey! There we go.
Well,
He got
looks like
over.
it's just gonna be us up the top.
Them.
I don't know where Leon is.
Wow.
He's already in.
Oh!
Oh! Oh, Nem! No!
Oh, you son of a. There you go.
Testicle.
Well done. Congratulations, Leon.
Beautiful.
Oh, where's Nem going?
Oh, we're
Oh,
actually-
yeah.
We're eggs again.
Fucking
Oh.
god damn it.
Oh,
Chill
come
out.
on, in. There we go. Right.
Ah!
Yes.
Oh.
What the hell kind of noise was that?
Tarzan.
Something. No, fuck you, egg.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree.
For that tree.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that secret.
Hey, Scarrow. You took my secret.
Hey, nice one. Oh, wow. Lots of double
You
bogeys
took
now.
more strokes, though, so that's okay.
Okay, who's purple?
Scarro.
Oh, yeah, Scarro. Yeah, I remembered. Go on, Scarro, you can do it. Go on, get in there.
Oh, dude.
We're acorns again.
Uh-oh.
I have studied the acorn since my birth. This is my goal in life.
Huh?
Fuck yeah.
Good.
Yeah, boy.
I can't imagine what made them come up with the idea of fucking acorns.
I was here
Ah.
in one stroke, and then it took me 5 strokes to get it in.
Oh,
I hate acorns.
Wow.
You've been out-charactered saying, I won this round.
Well, if it's an acorn, I think it might be modelled after one of the programmer's penises.
No,
After what?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
After what?
One of the programmer's penises.
If you've got a dick shaped like an acorn, I
Someone's
think
got
I'd
a
worry.
dick shaped like that. I'm sorry, but they need to go to the hospital very rapidly. Because there's something severely wrong.
Oh, with acorns again, nice. Bye-bye. I'm gonna go die now. Bye-bye.
Oh, I fucking hate
Oh,
this.
fuck you, game. Oh.
I don't know whether you've turned your volume down or something, Scarro babe, but you seem to be a little bit quiet at the minute.
Because I'm trying to. Well, fuck you, game.
Double bogey.
Yeah, no.
Bogey!
What was that?
I don't
I'm
know.
trying not to fuck
Yeah.
you, game, apparently.
Yeah.
I can only assume he's trying not to scream and shout as much.
Yeah, because as I said earlier, I need to go after this round. So yeah, fine.
But you are a little bit quiet, and I'm struggling to hear you talking.
Is this better?
That's better.
Yeah, there we go. I mean,
That's a better. Yay, I can hear.
Oh, you lost a few on that one, Scarrow.
I don't care. I'm still second.
I don't care.
My place. Fuck off. This is I don't want first place. You can fuck off. I want my second place.
What we now?
Christmas Day.
We're baubles.
Second place, it's Scarro's. He's determined. He's not
There's
letting
no-
anybody
There's
get
no
second
way
place.
we're fucking. Oh, don't roll my down, you cocks! Don't roll my down!
Hi guys.
Don't push me down!
What is
You're
it?
holding me down, Em!
Fuck you!
Hi.
Oh wow, I went flying there.
Shit. Same.
Stop moving, you son of a bitch. Oh.
Oh no, Gully got stuck.
Oh, what? No.
No,
Where?
Gully's fine. He's fine.
Oh, bloody hell, you did fly wrong there. Jesus Christ. It was a hell of a couple of jumps.
Oh, Scarro. He's not liking his boob ball.
Points.
There you go, Scarro, second place.
God for that. I thought it, yeah, he was proper bound. Yeah,
Four,
just-
Leon's Holy crap.
Alright, Leo, where are you?
I'm done.
He's done.
Yeah, you only took 4 shots.
Ah, I'm still second.
Well done, Leo.
You're slowing down though, Max.
Fuck you. And this is my second place. You all can fuck off.
Yeah, but you're only
What
5
the
away.
hell happened there?
What?
Screwed up.
Yeah, it's slanted.
Fuck my life.
Yes, I increased speed and
Oh dear.
What keeps happening?
Oh, you're not a ball.
You're like a spiky ball thingy bob.
Dyson sphere, whatever.
It's a 20-side
Shade
die.
because I look like a normal ball here.
Yeah, 20-sided die or something like that.
If you zoom
That's not what I'm seeing on there.
you can see that some parts are flat. You're like a
I thought it was just a shitty graphics.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah,
Oh, welcome to the
Welcome to
what did you
Thunder.
say?
Oh, I took way too much strokes there.
So what's next week's multiplayer going to be?
I'm not doing this again next week.
No, we're not going to do... No.
Hey, does he get the week off next week?
No golfing with friends next week.
Battlegrounds.
People are up for it.
Is that a game worth getting, actually?
If people were up for Battlefield, Battlegrounds, whoop, wrong one.
I was gonna say you on Battlefield. Fucking hell, that's a miracle.
I'd still like to see everyone get pissed off at bloody Trapland.
Don't have it, unfortunately.
Don't have it yet.
Unfortunately, the only two that have got it at the minute is me and you, Claire, so we're going to struggle with that.
Oh yeah, we're fucking Apollos now again.
We're clone. We're cones.
Cones.
Oh, cone fuck.
No, I'm not even getting over the first jump.
Oh whoa.
Oh, come on, you rusty testicle.
Oh, my life.
I'm with Claire on this one.
Some of these things that come out.
I'm over.
How do you have a rusty testicle?
Ah.
Well, maybe if you're ginger, you have rusty testicles.
I really don't want to know.
No, I was on it.
I surrender. Fuck off.
No, Kayla.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Echo's not multiplayer, Kayla.
There we go. No, I don't even own that game, Kayla, so yeah.
Oh, that was good.
No!
Finally.
Jävla fan.
You have to jump.
Ja, nu
You have to
äntligen
jump.
jävel.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you have to jump.
Ah.
I've got a 7-day.
Oh, wow.
link
Nice
that
one, Scaro.
Yeah.
What's
to
our
all of us. It's a developer list of what's coming with some word on when the next release is. Oh, right.
What are we now? Are we
we're tits with a nipple.
The jingle bells.
Oh, cock a Bolovich.
What the hell am I doing?
I got it.
Went into the hole.
Check out this link. Anybody to do with 7 Days to Die, check out that link.
Ring.
Cheers, Duke.
Stop rolling back down, you tosser.
This does not work at all.
Fucking tit.
Yes, it is. Oh, slide down.
Yes. No.
Oh,
stop.
you lopsided boob.
Yeah, they are lopsided.
Nipple ring.
What? Okay, that works, I guess.
Ah!
Oh no, can we not even get up this bed now?
No. Yes, no. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Down you go.
Looks like I'm coming down to you, Nam. Hi.
Hi,
Where-
Scar.
Oh, Leon and
Damn it!
nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Damn
no,
it to
yes,
hell.
oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hurrah! I finally made it.
Scar finally beat the hill.
Over the hill.
Hey, detective.
Finally!
Yeah,
No.
the hill.
Oh, you muppet.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh, by golly.
Gully
Aha,
goes
I'm still in front of you.
Nope.
Who's getting up?
Nam, are you dying?
I just had problems finishing.
Got some.
God damn it!
I think you're sad.
I'll give that a read after I've done the stream.
God fucking damn it!
I do need to play more 7 Days.
Alright, so what is...
Bye, Nam.
Yeah, I actually need to play 7 Days as well.
I want you to totally fucking make a
I want to play the Xbox version again because of how many achievements unlocked on
Electricity?
Steam. But the
No.
Xbox version just sucks. It really does.
No, why did he make it on the last fucking stroke?
Hey, I'm not last anymore!
Cop!
By 1 point.
Thanks, Nam. Team player!
Hey!
Where now? Oh, it's in there. What are we now? Balls?
Balls.
Giant balls.
We're normal balls.
Under any different circumstances,
Why
I
did
would
you take
question
my
myself
hole in
right now.
one?
Yes,
Oh.
power.
I'm back at the beginning.
Oh, of course.
Oh, double bogey.
No, fuck.
Flag.
What the fuck? Why did it send me? Why am I still here? Just
I don't want to move.
come on, just. Oh yes, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yes. Hi, Leon.
Go away! Thank you.
Oh, the thing is, you still haven't caught up.
That's cool.
Gully in his natural habitat, rolling uphill and then downhill again.
Well, maybe when the new update comes out, Gully, we'll do some more 7 Days to Die streams. It might give us a little bit more of achievements of what to do. I still want to...
See.
Yeah.
Dang, this is a fucking.
I still want to make that giant drawbridge at some point.
Still got a
Wait,
racetrack
drop
to sort out as well.
Yeah, on Minecraft, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We need to make a vote.
I mean, he needs to hit that edge.
the thing.
Yes,
he,
do need
at
to
the
do
moment he does that, and he.
7 days.
Oh.
We've got some
Oh, he finally made it!
Hurrah!
We're on this map, but this is pretty much what happened to you.
Yes.
Where are you thinking of putting the bridge then? The drawbridge?
I am. Yes.
I don't know. I want to put it,
was
implement
what
it
I was
somehow, but I don't know
thinking.
how yet.
Because for me, 7 Days to Die.
I'm still 1 point ahead of you, bitch.
Because it's just doing the same over and over, and
What we
there's
know.
no more further progression.
Are we fucking eggs again?
No, we're tits.
We quite.
No,
like
we're
using
no,
the
we're
welding.
we're dies.
Hexagons.
Hexagons?
Hexagons.
Did you say hexagons?
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah,
There's
we are
water.
20 dice. Stay heat, whatever you call it.
Is there a way of getting a copy of that world so that we can
It's already in the goal.
pass it over to me, saying so that people can use it a bit more often?
Oh yeah, sure. No, come on! It's
There's a few
jumping.
people have asked about that, but obviously, do you know what I mean? We can't always get audio in that, so
Oh,
yeah.
jumping is off.
I jumped.
There we go. I
I
jumped.
can jump him.
Oh yeah, now I can jump.
Wow.
Insane.
Damn it!
Thing.
Nem,
Yeah.
lose.
I'm catching up.
Never.
You're still
Oh, no,
10
not
away.
this one
That's not
again.
catching up.
Hey, Nem lose. The fuck?
Hole in one, fuck you again.
What?
I don't
He's
know.
doing the Mario music there.
You hole in one?
No, I didn't. That's the thing. I said it on my
Oh,
fucking.
come on, he's shooting fucking star.
What's it called? Third shot.
Double bogey.
Second shot, third, whatever. I don't care now.
Second
Shot as
shot.
well. I just said it for the sake of saying it because I almost got the thing in.
Trick shot. Took me a
Yes.
few shots to get it, but you know.
I'm catching up, my boy.
Yeah, you're
It's
still
worth
6
time.
away.
It's still at something.
You're
I
not
have more
getting this
than
first
enough
place
time
from
to
me.
get up to you.
You are not getting this first place from me.
Are you I don't want it. I want my second place.
Okay.
As long as I'm ahead of Nem, I'm happy.
Cap follows again.
Oh god, no.
Oh, thank God I made it over.
Yes. Oh yeah, boy. No. Fuck you, game. No. What is this magic?
Wait,
Yes.
where the hell am I?
Hi, Saint.
Where am I?
I don't know.
Oh,
Else?
I'm there.
Perfect. Bounce, baby, bounce.
Ah, I didn't make it. Oh well.
Oh,
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, but no. There we go. Bounce. No, wrong way, wrong bounce.
Oh, I landed next to the
Oh, wait,
thing!
I can do this. I believe.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Oh, there's stuff
I
on
believe.
there. I'm gonna read
Oh,
through that in a bit. Yeah. Thanks for that, Duke.
Get in the hole.
I'm sorry.
Not insane there.
Oh, no, collision is off. I went in on myself.
Yay.
Hi, detective.
That ramp reminded me of Wipeout.
Okay, so Scarrow, get a few more shots in. There you go. That works.
Catching up, my boy.
Yeah, just.
Uh-oh, it's this one.
Some kind of ball.
Where was this one?
This is one where he shot over his crutch.
I didn't. Oh, we're actually
Just a
dice.
bit more.
What should we call it? Twin side dice.
Oh, yes. Was dramatic.
Oh, I hate this level.
Oh, flipping Nora.
Okay, I think I out of bounds.
Ah, this is it.
Damn it.
Fuck.
Oh, nutsack.
I know.
Oh no.
Oh, you jerk.
Yes.
Oh, what?
I don't think I'll finish this.
Oh, double bogey!
Allow
I'm not
detective
I'm not
to
finishing
take my
this.
second place.
Oh, fuck.
I got your first place.
I don't care about that. I want my second.
No, I mean I got Nem's first place.
Why?
I'm not finishing this.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, I'm not finishing this either.
Yeah, out of strokes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out of
Did you
strokes.
say, by the way, Sane, did you
I
say you were
cannot
planning
do
on
this
gonna stream
jump.
Say again, Ronnie.
Did you say you were planning on streaming after Detective?
It depends on how late he made it, because he said he was gonna.
That's what you were discussing earlier, yeah?
Oh, you should have said you didn't.
No. If
You were
it was
discussing it earlier, did you not remember?
Detective.
Which, it don't matter, carry on. But you
Yeah.
did say you weren't going to be doing a late one anyway. Okay,
Well,
Sherry.
My second place.
Well,
you're
if
gonna
Sane
do
wants to
it
go on from
yourself.
now on.
You're
So-
fine, Detective. Don't start
I
panicking
failed
now.
the first and last hole.
Wow.
Fourth,
Oh,
at least
okay,
that's an improvement.
We ain't done.
Is that it then, or what are we doing?
We're gonna leave it there, or we're gonna do some more. Up to you guys.
I'm gonna be
Well, I was gonna
wishing-
say I've never seen the Twilight level because I think I was out the last time you guys played that because I rejoined on the last one.
Well, if you want to do the Twilight, and then we'll finish up then.
I'll wish you all a good night.
suppose we
and
can have
get off
normal
now,
balls, can't
so
we?
see ya.
Yeah, we're gonna have normal balls. No, no, Scaro.
Do one more level and then.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, just to see what this one's like.
Right.
So I don't think I got the chance to play it the last time because I'm sure I was out collecting my rota.
Yeah, I'm
No
not.
one enjoys Twilight.
No, nobody does.
I do.
Twilight Princess is good.
Yeah. Twilight Princess is amazing.
Twilight Princess is the only only exception.
Yeah, the only Twilight.
The one true
Oh,
Twilight.
shit.
Why was I bouncing so much?
Oh, no.
You haven't turned gravity, have you?
No, it's just bouncy.
Oh, God, it's it is bouncy.
Oh, sack of nuts.
And it's slippery as hell.
Oh no, this one's gonna be a.
No!
Ah, so close.
Oh, God, I hate the bounce.
Pop.
I'll go piss in a bowl on this quick.
Hey, I like this quick.
Wow, Gully got a hole in one.
Damn, Gully, nice one.
Gully.
Hang on, why can I still see my? Why is my ball still on the course?
Don't question it. Don't question it.
It's just a glitch. Don't worry.
You can go around the cycle if you need to. You don't have to go up.
There we go.
It's not in the. It's
Well,
not.
have you actually finished it then, Leon?
Yeah, I finished it, but I could still see it on the course.
Apparently the ball decided it wanted to do it again.
Pop.
Question: is collisions on?
No.
No,
'Cause
because
it-
it makes me lag like crazy.
And-
Right, everybody got par except for Claire. Sorry.
Wow,
Alright, well,
insane.
Claire's gonna come kill you now.
Yay!
Oh,
just
damn
made
it.
You just made her list.
I won!
Birdie.
This bounce is ridiculous.
This bounce is fun.
Yeah, you didn't think so when you first found out that it was on.
No, but now I do.
Oh, your cock's gonna get sliced into salami.
Yummy.
Okay, that's a painful
Holy
thought.
schmo.
I'm just gonna step away.
Crush it! Crush and shit, move quickly!
Cross your
My
legs.
score is 4.
Claire, I would just like to take this moment to say I really like you as a friend. You're a very nice person.
I'd like to point out, Claire, I'd still like to be a grandmother if you don't mind.
Yeah, there is that.
There's always a dumb.
Oh, I'm not
penis
gonna
has
do
much
this
left to
hole.
live for. So if you could not go in salami, I'd really appreciate that. Just wanted to put that out there.
I'm not so keen on salami. I'd rather be a grandmother. Do you know what I mean? Possible. Possibly.
Oh, I'm not gonna make this one.
I mean, everyone else is fair play.
Oh, cheers. Thanks a lot.
You've only got everything to slice it anyway, so quit your bitching.
You can't make salami out of a cocktail sausage.
And can I just point out, in all the time I've known you, I've never heard comment of a female anyway. So under the circumstances, do you know what I mean? You know, at the minute, it would be a great loss to anybody, would it?
Ouch.
That was me.
Oh.
He hasn't. Very rarely we hear him talk about a girlfriend or anything, is it? So, you know, it's not like if he's not with anybody, then nobody's losing out.
Okay, I'm in.
What did
I'm
I
in.
do that for?
I don't think this is the hole I'm meant to be in.
That's what she said.
No.
I beg your bloody pardon.
You can't
Oh,
go
but
hole forward, and there's like a bigger hole behind it.
This is the hole I parked my penis in.
Yeah, you fucking would.
oh, for God's sake, you stupid bloody hole.
Oh, you twat nugget.
Just get in there. God damn it!
Do it! Do it!
There we go. Finally.
Nem and Leon are in the same hole, are they?
It's a freaking.
Oh my God! It's fucking right back to the. No! I'm in the first hole!
Yeah, same here.
Why?
Oh, they're staying back in the big hole.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm in the first again.
No! How do I always end up in this hole?
I'm getting
rage.
Oh, there's Leon's got a good spot now.
I'll take a wild guess. Maybe you have a natural attraction to that hole somehow, say?
I guess I do.
Oh, that hole attracts it.
Yes, you do.
Hey, who's that? The orange guy? Is that you, Leon?
I'm red.
Ah! Shit. Oh, no!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Four of us failed that.
Worst hole ever.
Oh my God.
Oh, not enough power.
God, cock.
There we go.
Far.
Bullshit.
Fuck. Bogey.
Margaret. In the arse.
Cough, cough. I should be asleep. Hey, Fluff.
Hey, Fluff.
Hey, Fluff.
Finished.
You're dreaming, Fluff. Don't worry.
All in your head.
Why the hell would you be dreaming about her?
We're all sexy men. Well, the men in this call are sexy men.
It's never man.
But we don't know what. We don't know what. We.
Claire, do we start laughing now or do we wait until they've gone?
Well, we don't know.
Can I laugh with you? Because I don't believe that either.
I'm a sexy man.
We don't know what we can quite class them as.
Yes, so I'm also a sexy man.
By your own words, you're a bloody princess, so don't even go there.
You can't be both, Shane.
Come on then.
Yes, I can.
You're a
No,
pretty
you
princess or a sexy man. You can't be both.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I'm telling you, you can't.
I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan. New York and Japan. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Detective's just gone off in a little world of his own now.
Yep.
Hey, Fluff! Yay!
There's sexy men in this call, then there's Leon.
Oh!
Oh,
guys.
Where are these sexy men then? Because I can't hear them.
Ego.
I'm right here.
There's none around here at the minute.
A princess.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
for sure.
sexy princess, man.
No.
Come on, chat.
Hey,
Say
that's
something
cool.
about this. Tell them that I'm a sexy
Fluff's
man.
already said Sane is a sexy princess. That's it. That's all you got.
Oh, I got Pa.
No, you ain't no man. Simple as that.
Was
That big
that-
cut out.
Was that before or after his police record?
There is no sexy men in this call.
Oh, I'm
I
sexy.
second this.
And there you go. Gully's not in the call. Exactly. I was going to point that out, Gully, that you weren't in the call. You're in the game, but you're not in the call. So, yeah.
Where the fuck are we going now?
Oh, go shake your snake.
Maybe later.
Right, you heard it, guys.
What did she
Okay.
say?
Okay. Everybody unzip yourself.
What did she say? I missed it.
Zip.
Let's go shake the snake.
Where the fuck are we even going?
Oh, come on, you're gonna get your testicles violently ripped
I
off.
hate this bounce.
You said you liked it before. Stop changing your goddamn mind.
As
No,
just
I can
pointed
change
out,
my
would
mind if I
like
want to.
expand more, please,
No, you
Claire,
can't.
don't be ripping off Leon's, for God's sakes.
There we go. After 7 strokes, I
Unless
finally
Leon does something to piss me
Nope.
off, I've got no reason
more.
to.
David's doing that at the minute quite well, though.
I think you're a very nice person.
Leon's trying not to get his dick turned into salami at the moment.
Stop saying it. It's just painful to think about.
He's trying to keep his balls.
See, that's
as
the
well.
bit I'm more concerned about. I'm the only one who's worried about this.
She's on about ripping your knackers off.
Normally, you just say anything to a man about harming their dick or testicles, and they wince. I was the only one who winced.
I think it's sexy.
Actually, you weren't technically the only one that winced because
Yeah,
I
you
kind of
would,
winced as
Simon.
well. But I'm not even the one that's on the other end of it.
Because you're weird.
But I winced also, believe me.
Yeah, but I'm a good weird.
I'll send you to go and meet Eddie Gluskin.
Oh, but
That'll make you wince.
Who's that?
Eddie Gluskin.
Yeah,
You never
I
played
recognise-
Outlast Whistleblower.
No,
It's the
No,
guy
I-
who chops your freaking.
is that the one who tries to make you a vagina?
Yep.
all the guys possibly, Fluff. Yeah, don't ask. Don't ask what you missed. It's just
Yeah,
yeah.
but
you
I'm
just
not a
don't
man
ask.
anyway.
Otherwise, Leon will have tears in his eyes forevermore.
Wait, beyond shills.
It ain't just Leon. It's
Oh my god.
Did you just call me peon?
That's what Fluff.
Oh,
said.
you were gonna get.
That was a
whacked in the
tie. That was a
balls,
tie.
you
That was a
fucking
typo
frying
with
pan.
Leon. Don't need a phone.
Don't
fucked
call
up.
me peon.
Phone
Oh.
fucked up. The phone fucked up.
I know.
Exactly. Sherry, go and lay down.
Wait, what?
You're in that much pain. Just go and lay down.
Oh, go. Sherry, if you need to go and lay down, go and lay down. You know? No, I ain't gonna make this.
Good job,
Excuse me.
detective. Good job.
Yeah, this bounce.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, I ain't making this.
Get some paracetamol down your neck.
I'm gonna go all in, screw it, whatever.
Oh, you should have 360.
You should have jumped last
Auto cucumber called you peon. What's auto cucumber?
I don't know. Apparently, it's new
Auto
technology.
complete.
What
Where the fuck are we? Oh
What?
god, how many holes to choose from?
Don't worry about it, Fluff. You're in a real pit. Oh, good God, Duke, seriously.
Hey, Nam.
You read that, guys,
What?
Yeah, I know. You made a pun.
and it put you in a real pickle.
Oh god.
Don't worry about it, Fluff. I'm trying to wind you up. Don't worry about it, girl. It's all right. We know what you meant.
Don't worry about it, Fluff.
Bounce. No.
Correct.
Pa.
Oh, a fucking cucumber, man. I can't believe it changed it to that. Fucking
Oh, I
auto.
thought Stain was going to swish it then.
Does that mean the cucumber?
Fuck my life, pickled situation.
It's
What
up
is
in the jar like
Penis
that.
or the ball?
Fuck me.
Grab my coat. It's
Stain,
all
you're
right.
gonna manage it my way,
dude.
not bounce.
I wouldn't mind
Don't
some
worry.
pickled eggs right now, actually.
Oh, just bounce.
Said that.
God damn, now I want a pickled egg. God damn it.
Yes,
Oh,
shut up.
What are you
Eating
playing?
it.
Oh, I think I got some Scotch eggs in the... Oh, no.
Well, peonies are flowers. Peons, I have no idea, but peonies.
Peon was everyone was like P.
Penises.
Leon.
Peon Leon. No, well.
No. Say no.
Basically, that's primary school in a nutshell for you.
Oh, if that's what those kids were into,
Pe-
you know, that's
Penis.
illegal.
I was taking notes out of Donald Trump's book.
What?
How did I end up off the map?
Do you mean paninis?
Paninis.
Ah, fucking bounce.
Ooh. Kayla, I would watch her if I were you.
Yeah, Kayla, you don't want to get timed out.
Because you...
Hello?
Leon does have a stabby sword, so just be careful.
No, I didn't mean that. Paninis are a sandwich. Peonies are a flower.
Every shot
they?
I take, I
Okay.
am off the map.
Didn't know that.
These are delicious.
Oh, I love paninis.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have... Oh, I wonder if I can get a meatball sub tomorrow.
Ah, right, there you go.
He likes his
There's
meatballs.
Yeah.
Who don't like meatballs?
Oh, pawns. Pawns.
Oh.
I know you didn't mean it in that. I know you only meant it as a joke, but yeah.
I know you're making a joke, Heather. Don't worry. Just I know that annoys Leon a lot, so...
Stab, stab.
What annoys me?
Being called peon. I know it annoys you, so that's why I'll just say it might be best not to say it.
He went through a lot with that one.
I'm in the lead!
Idiots at school and shit.
Whoa, go Leon!
In the lead! Sorry, noobs!
Oh, so close to a hole in one.
Same.
Same.
Birdie. I'm an ass and I'm
That's
not
but
much.
not that much of an
I'm an ass.
None.
They were...
What's in a cucumber field?
Maybe peons is the plural for singular for
No,
penis.
Glurf, it's
No. It's like people say octopi is the it's not, it's octopodes. There's no such thing as octopi in Latin.
Exactly.
Octopuses is actually a recommended term as well.
I like the word peni.
We know you like peni.
That's the word for
Don't
multiple
forget
penises.
boobs. He likes that
Yeah,
as
he
well.
always likes a good penis.
Yes.
Yes, and boobs, as I said.
Well,
Son of a bitch!
oh, this bounce.
There you go, bogey.
Ha!
Stop bouncing! Do you want to take my next shot, game?
Oh, I nearly got it in now.
Octopussies.
That's the
That's
first
not
I've
spelled
said
right.
that.
Octopus is not a word you should use in school.
Yeah,
Why is that stuff? Why should you not use it in school?
Ah, fuck you, Sane.
Yeah!
A moment of glory taken away from me.
No, we're still in the same spot.
Oh, okay. I fucking shut off, of course.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I went the same way.
I should have waited.
Oh, eagle! I got an eagle! Woohoo!
Alright, fair enough, love.
Job
Yes,
off.
Where's the flag?
I agree with you on that one.
Where are you, Leon? I'm trying to figure out where you are now.
Who's blowing their mic?
Where's? Oh God.
Oh, yeah, you've got to make your way over now.
You're very, very far away.
Oh.
I am here anymore.
You have to go.
I don't care. Leon's like, fuck this. Hey, insane.
Fucking bounce. Makes jumps impossible.
D-O double G. Oh, sup, dog. Okay.
Oh, Sherry.
No, Sherry. Go and lie down.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm coming down. Okay, Shet, I hope you feel better soon. Hopefully you'll be gone in the morning.
Clear this hole.
We didn't.
Third place, what the fuck?
We went around.
We cheated, pretty much.
I get around.
Oh shit.
Oh, that was way too much.
Oh god, this with the bounce.
Where the hell are we going? I don't even know where we're going.
The other side of this roof.
Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, butt cheeks.
Oh, I see.
Oh, the bounce is gonna murder us.
Yeah, detective, I hate you.
I know that's Leon for I love you, detective.
I'm there, I'm in it.
I'm there as well.
I'm over. Fuck me.
Maybe later.
I'm wondering when someone was going to say something.
Oh, saying to just go fuck himself.
Also, why am I so hyper? I should be so damn tired. How much sugar have you been eating, Fluff? Have you had any coffee?
Come on, micro prick.
I bounced against the wall of the hole. Seriously.
Speaking of which, I poured a little vodka into my glass. More than I intended to. Nice one, Jake.
Okay, where the hell are we going? I'm assuming it's...
Oh, I'm in the water. Am I meant to be in the water?
Nope.
Bounce, you tosser!
Oh, we've started.
Oh.
Oops. Bye, guys. Hey, Leon!
Hey.
Oh, Leon! Hey, Leon!
For fuck's sake, I'm red, he's black! How can you not tell the difference?
I don't know.
Zane's colorblind.
I also flew over
I
them.
was going to say, he keeps getting it bloody wrong, doesn't he?
I got a bogey.
It's too many names in one call.
No sugar at all, no car.
Fucking Vanilla Dubry thing you had earlier, is it?
What, Vanilla Dubry thing?
Oh, the crap, Leon. 3 hits?
Leon did well.
I think first place.
It takes you to the route.
Wait, Detective also already? Oh, God. Detective?
Yeah.
You get one more hit than me.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna be winning this anyway.
You're first place.
I know, but I still ain't gonna be winning this because the last one and this one's a bitch.
If I actually knew where I was going, it would help.
To the left. Just jump.
No
go
idea.
to the left and oh.
No.
Ah.
Never mind.
Absolutely no idea whatsoever.
You have to drop into the water, and the water will take.
Drop into the water? I'm
Yeah,
sure
you
weren't
have.
supposed to
Yeah,
go in the-
no, you have to on this one.
What the fuck?
There's like a conveyor belt thing that takes.
Yeah.
Oh, Gully is never gonna stop.
Yeah, I see where the thing is now.
Oh!
15, 14, 13.
Oh, damn it.
Well, he's there at the minute.
Oh, he's out
Don't
of.
panic. Take it.
He's out of strokes.
Ah.
Oh, so close there. He nearly had it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be
What the
winning
hell?
this.
No!
I went off.
The hell are we
Dude,
going?
bounce!
Where are we going?
Through the waterfall.
Right there. Ah, shit. No, no, game. No, don't do this to me.
4 a.m. Took a
Son of
cold
a-
shower. Went on a business.
Oh, you cock.
2 hours. Checked in.
Ah, bitch.
Got checked out around 12,
Balls
got
and
home around 2 p.m.
Oh, I'm gonna be forever hit. Oh, no.
Unless it is the fact that you're so relieved because of what they said.
Could
as
be.
Well, that might have done it.
Oh,
Because you might be very...
What was that vanilla thing you had earlier when you were talking to me?
Vanilla thing?
Said you'd been out shopping and that, and you can't. Yeah, I can't remember some fucking drink she had.
There's
And
the cat bell.
it was a drink, from what I know.
Oh, no.
Am I the only one that's in there sober, or is anyone else? in?
No, I'm in.
I mean, it could be release of all that fucking
You said that you weren't.
waiting
What?
to find out. mean, it could be that.
You won!
Oh, well, like I say, this level fucks me over because of the minecart.
You said you wouldn't.
Oh, fucking ran out of strokes.
'Cause
I
you're not
finally
gonna
made
get
it towards
screwed
where I
over,
needed to be.
yeah. Okay, so the level screwed him over in the opposite way by actually having him win, basically.
Yeah. God damn it, detective.
Third place, not bad for me.
I was in first, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
wasn't
you
one more.
shot all your shots away.
Yeah, it's just on 11 o'clock, so I think that's, well, 5 to 11, pretty much. So that's a good place to stop, I think.
Yeah. That's enough for that for me.
Okie dokie, where's my thingy bub?
Yeah, there you go.
If you don't know that by now,
The vanilla latte that she had. How can it be
that's
without
done
coffee?
it.
Latte
That's
is
probably done it.
coffee.
That's done it.
Yeah, latte is coffee.
Without caffeine.
Yeah.
If it was caffeine free, yeah, I can kind of understand.
Yeah. Vanilla latte, that was it. I remember you telling me all about it, so yeah. Is that it then? Vanilla, yeah, it was vanilla latte, and yeah, obviously.
So, did everybody enjoy the madness?
Yes.
No.
Like, yeah. What do you mean no? You not wanted to do it.
What? No. I just joined.
Why did you play it?
You guys asked for me to play. No, I liked it.
I did saying you had the game, would you like to join? He said yes.
I never had anything to do with it, so you can't say you guys, because I didn't have anything to do with it.
No, I didn't say yes. I said.
He said yes.
No, that was when you asked if I have it.
Yeah. Then you said, I'll join for a couple of games.
You went,
if you would like.
And I said yes.
Oh, stop being picky, you played. Shut up.
Yeah, I stopped listening. What were we arguing about?
I don't know.
Whether I enjoyed it or not.
Leon's probably going to be traumatized by my words, so.
It's just as long as you don't comment
Salami
on the
penises.
object, I'm
Game
fine.
collect all his pieces.
Well, if I ever turn up at your front door, just be aware then.
Oh, don't worry. If you're coming this way, I will make sure he has a steel fucking protection.
There, do something for me. Hold a knife when when the door opens.
I think we're going to buy some extra locks, Ronnie. Can I get a lock on my bedroom door and windows?
I'll give it a night.
Oh, but then I can't sneak in at night anymore.
I'll give it the night vision goggles.
Technically, you've got locks on the windows already.
Yeah, I want better locks.
Okay.
Yeah, these locks are
Especially
easy.
now I know that Sane's been sneaking in my bedroom at night.
He wants
Hey, you
the
make for
lazy.
good cuddles,
look,
Leon.
He's
I'm
only done
sorry.
that, and he's only been able to do that since everybody left from under the bed. Do you know what I mean? Zen disappeared, Sarah disappeared, everybody disappeared and vacated from under the bed.
But I'm still there.
So I snuck in some cuddles.
Knives, excuse me, but Zen Bear's knives are still around.
Right, I need a full-blown security system in my bedroom.
Oh, God.
Apparently Nem's in my room, so, you know, we need to get fucking a laser grid set up.
Them just...
If Nem was there, I'm pretty sure
Electrified net.
that the dog would have taken a chunk out of him. By
Them's going to be at your
Right, if
window
Nem
just
was
looking
there, Every
in.
electronic in my room would have stopped working.
True.
I've got the wet cardboard on speed.
If Leon's computer ever goes wrong, he just needs to look out the window making sure Nem's not there.
No worries, Fluff. All right, no worries, Fluff. Take care and sleep well, babe.
Night, Fluff.
No, night.
Hope you have a good night's sleep. Try move.
Go. Now you can stop stressing so much.
Excuse me.
How long did that go on? Stats. Nearly 4 hours, so that's not bad.
Oh, nice. So anyone up for an hour of Battlegrounds?
What have we done to Sane?
We've made him addicted.
That one.
No, I only play with others. So,
What's
yeah.
wrong with playing Battlegrounds,
No, I
Leon?
just think we've kind of grown his addiction to it.
I'm not addicted. I only play whenever I get a chance,
Yeah.
basically, and that's not often.
I could do a little bit if you wanted.
Yay!
Wow, you hear the excitement then. Fucking hell, man. You can hear him physically lift off the floor there.
He got a woody when he said
Yeah,
that.
he's jumping in the air, John.
Wow.
Boing.
That wasn't that excited, but
Yes,
sure.
it
It
fucking
really
was.
sounded like you left the floor, mate.
Oh no, I was just repositioning on my chair.
You said yes, and you fucking.
He was
dead straight
repositioning
up
something, but it wasn't on his chair.
Oh, I
It
was
sounded
resetting.
like you left the chair. I'm sorry.
No, I was moving on my chair to get
got
in
wood
front
more
of my.
That yay
again.
was a proper yay jump in the air job with excitement.
It was actually a pretty dry yay from this side.
From what we heard.
It may have sounded differently, but it was a pretty dry yay.
That's what she
It
said.
was a fucking excited yay.
So yeah, now we just finished.
Wow.
Alright, so I'm gonna end the stream here.
And I'll set up for some quick 1 hour stream.
Problemo.
Okie dokie, if my co-host would like to say bye-bye for the night.
Bye bye, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
And I'll say bye-bye as well, and I'll see you all Tuesday next week. Bye-bye.
Nice stream.
Oh yeah, and go and check out if Zane wants to promote himself on the stream, go ahead and do it, dude.
Damn,
Yeah, I'm already live.